wasn't smart logic.
Amazing.
Sig, what do you have to say to what I was saying?
Yeah, so if you look, as the agent is disarming the perp, that's the same time the other agent's drawing his gun. He's literally disarming the guy and the other agent's drawing his gun at the same exact time. So just throughout the entire scuffle, he probably didn't see, because look at the agent where his hand was. He slipped and disarmed the man. He probably didn't see him fully disarm. And if you look at it from the other angle where you can kind of see the agent slipping away and walking away with the gun, it's probably more than likely he did not see him disarm him, so he had no clue. And that would make sense why they're yelling, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun?"
Hey, y'all, Beaver. Oh, I'm sorry, Sig. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good, Coco. No, you're good.
Yeah, go ahead.
How come this man can call me a bitch, but when Resistance calls him a bitch, he gets thrown in the audience?
Oh, I was gonna throw who was it, Big Mug, but I was really trying to engage with Sig on this. But.
Did you call me a dumbass? I don't give a fuck.
All right.
No, I didn't call you any names.
The only reason I've been moving what's his face is because he fucking is so combative and loud, and he won't let other people finish.
Yeah, we gotta have a little
discipline.
But
I agree with what he's saying. I agree with him, but he won't shut up and let other people finish.
Do his job as for federal jurisdiction.
Yeah, Beaver, the only thing I would say is if we could turn back the hands of time and correct actions on the ICE officer, is the officer who disarmed him, if he would have communicated that I think that probably would have been pivotal in maybe changing the outcome. But I mean, that's as far as I can tell. But I mean, again, you know, him having the gun on his person to start with, I think that's kind of irrelevant because he didn't brandish it. He didn't pull it out initially.
Why did he say he had a gun on him, though? What stopped him from saying, "Oh, I have a gun on me. I have a gun on me"?
So you don't. So here's the thing: him having a holstered gun is not really the issue. The only issue the holstered gun brings is that there's a heightened sense of threat that, hey, he has access to a weapon if it decides to get uglier.
Right.
That's so it's not oh, he has a gun, we have a right to shoot him. It's he has a gun, we need to disarm him so he doesn't have access to it to endanger the officers' lives. That's where the gun comes in.
That's what I'm saying. Why did he say that? Hey, I have a gun. Hey, I have a gun. Why did he communicate? Why you guys attacking me? Yo, there's a gun on me. There's a gun on me. Get the gun. Like, that shit happened too fast. And who's to say that he didn't have another gun? And how do the officers know that that was the only weapon?
So I think the point is there's 2 U.S. citizens that are dead in the last week in Minnesota due to ICE. Okay. ICE needs to back off.
No, that's not the point at all.
The point is there's two. There's 2 United States citizens that are dead.
Why don't we accept this retardedness?
No, you have to look at each situation individually. You don't say,
no. There's 2 U.S. citizens that are dead due to ICE. They need to chill out a little bit.
No, the first one was justified.
Legal standpoint, because U.S. citizens put criminals in before U.S. citizens. Those 2 U.S. citizens, if they were U.S. citizens, that is because they prioritize criminals over civilians in America, in U.S.
I'm sorry. I should restate what I said. So there are civilians, U.S. civilians. Civilians should not be killed during protests in any way, shape, or
form. That's not what happened. They weren't just killed.
I have a question for you. Nobody's interrupting. When you actually say protest, how do you consider a protest to be? Burning down buildings, burning down things, burning or blocking law enforcement. How do you consider a protest to be?
How about this?
No, man, I get where you're coming from. Hold on 1 second. What, Justin, let's put it this way. Is the situation for you I guess you're saying that these folks can engage with ICE in any form they want, the protesters. I know you're saying ICE is going to leave, but that's not realistic because there's a whole group of us that voted for for ICE doing what they're doing. So next question is, like, realistically, are you saying that protesters can engage ICE in this way of, like, literally putting hands on them and wrestling with them? I mean, you can just be honest about it. If that's kind of the engagement you're looking for from protesters, then let's be frank about it. You know what I mean? I guess what I'm asking is, what are you looking for on your side? Because clearly, there's literally a mandate in a way for us to have ICE remove illegal aliens. It's just the way it is. What say you?
So the mandate is for ICE to remove illegal aliens from the USA. Right? Agreed. So there's no mandate to. I mean, I'm mad. And there's no circumstance in which a firearm should be drawn and shot when it comes to protecting an arrest or. Let me give them my thoughts.
You need a hug.
I'm pissed off, dude.
Somebody give him a hug.
Listen, what's interesting, the majority of the state doesn't disagree. There's actually a lot of us that have said that, maybe minus this video that just showed up right now, maybe. I still have to look at it, but for the most part, a lot of the people last night were leaning toward, support of the border patrol. So you're not in amongst the crowd that completely disagrees. We're just trying to figure out how do we handle this, but yeah, gather your thoughts and you can come back around. But carry on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, hey guys, how's everybody? How's Beaver doing? Good to see you, man.
Yeah. Anybody else want to speak, though? You just got on stage.
Yeah, totally. I just didn't hear anybody speaking. You guys go ahead. I'll go.
This is just FAFO number 2. There's going to be FAFO 3 all the way up to 10 and more because there is a mind virus in 60 million people, and there's a lot of Karens out there, and there's a lot of depression and suicide, and people are willing to go to the grave for this. So expect more FAFOs in this surgical operation to get rid of alien invaders that are destroying our country.
Let's go.
Vader.
Like,
what alien invasion? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, it's called an illegal immigrant.
No, the illegal.
You guys are for criminality.
No, you're for criminality. That's not even a textbook problem.
There's no alien invasion. You need to chill out.
Okay, well, they're illegal immigrants. The immigration process is not an illegal process. It's not an immoral process. Okay, so they can go the right way to be an immigrant
because of what happened in the 90s with NAFTA, which caused the destruction of their crops and all the stuff and all the farming that was down there, which caused them to come up to America for a better life.
Okay,
it's like
so do it the right way.
If it was the other side of it, if the shoes were on the other feet, would do the same thing.
Bro, I'm a son of an immigrant, bro.
You need to be in the psych ward, Edmonds. You need to watch out for the FBI.
Yeah, you think I gotta be in a psych ward because I don't like illegal alien invaders coming in here, stealing our jobs, parasiting us, taking our tax dollars, living in our hotels while Americans live homeless in the streets? In Chicago, there are thousands of illegal alien invaders with a hot dinner and a nice...
Damn.
Taxpayers' money was spent on illegals.
Let's
rape American kids, American girls, and kill them.
Bro, we don't.
Let Coco speak. Mic on Coco.
Debate's all over the place.
Can I go after
If you
Coco,
were
please?
not able to point that or that, why are you saying all?
Okay.
We're talking over about people that don't even live in our country, dude. Damn, this shit is annoying.
Is that you, Coco?
Okay.
That's not Coco.
It's Al. Oh, no, okay. Anyways, I was going to say, people want to talk about, all of our resources are being used up by the illegal aliens. We got Americans living on the streets. What about the veterans? what about the veterans and how they just got stripped of all their resources by this administration? Hello?
What resources did we lose?
What do you mean?
About that. She's right. Coco's right about that.
No, I mean, no. I'm asking. I'm a veteran, and I get compensation.
There was a bunch of.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. I am anti-Trump, big time. Okay. But
okay,
what did I lose?
There was a bunch of. Oh my God! Whatever. Okay. You know what? You guys got it.
No, I'm asking for real. I just want to make sure I'm not about to.
They don't got nothing, bro. They don't have.
No, you know what?
Just
you
not
know what's
having
funny?
a way anymore.
But you know what? You know what's ironic about this? Because, you know, just with that talking point. I mean, as far as military personnel,
will y'all let her tell me? No, I'm for real. I want to know what I'm about to lose. Shit.
Okay, well, let me say this though. We did lose under this administration over 1 million jobs last year. You know, a lot of the people who are uneducated about tariffs. Yes, yeah. Don't make me pull out the fucking article. But anyways. You know, a lot of people who are very uneducated about tariffs, who don't understand the history of tariffs, will sit up here and tell you that that's good for American citizens, even though it's a tax on traded goods with people in other countries. Which, you know, it's not that tariffs haven't happened; it's just that you're not supposed to do it in the way that this man is doing it right now.
All right, Coco,
and it's caused destruction. Yeah, no, I'm in right here. It's causing a lot of destruction towards jobs, especially like with the meat market and so on and so forth. So if you want a talking point of what has happened with this administration, there's not much progress happening. There's actually a lot of regression.
That's not what I asked you, brother. I asked her.
All right, let Coco.
What did I lose so I can look out for it, so I can let other people fucking know? I actually want to know. It's like
you didn't lose shit. They're talking about VA jobs, and most of the people that work at the VA shouldn't even be there to begin with. It's just a fucking jobs program. Bye.
Can we agree that
answer the question?
Jesus Christ.
Hold on, Justin. Just hold on 1 second. Let's just you wrap. It's okay. You're good. Coco, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, I want to, but I'm not going to shout over men that obviously have much louder voices than me because I'm a woman and I have a softer tone. So if you guys could just like respect me answering the question and so yes, that was one of the things. VA jobs were lost. There was a bunch of offices where the veterans get their resources across regions that were shut down. Cemetery maintenance has been paused, which I think is extremely fucking offensive to our veterans, for one. There's been cuts to research for veterans' health.
Yeah, the gardening done by illegal aliens, by the way.
No, veterans who served this fucking country.
Yeah, the cemeteries are all groomed by illegal aliens. No American does that.
Okay, you know what?
No, go keep going.
This guy's a fucking retard. He's so annoying. He just spits bigotry.
Just keep going. You're good. Yeah.
Anyways, yes. Cuts to your health research and illnesses, research for illnesses that are specific to veterans, which is horrible. I don't understand why we continue to throw so much funding at other things. You know, everybody wants to keep talking about our resources, our infrastructure. Let's take care of home. We're not doing that. Our veterans, in my opinion, are our most like prized possession. We should take care of that. We should take care of them. We should respect them. But I mean, and this is another thing that pisses me off because now I'm thinking about the guy yesterday who literally served veterans as a nurse. But we're just throwing fucking money everywhere else except for where to be put in. So it just doesn't make sense. We have this argument, illegal aliens are taking all of our resources, right? But we're throwing so much money at ICE agents that are now shooting our fucking citizens in the face in the street. And we're not pouring into anything else.
I mean, I'm not going to.
Can I speak as a veteran, please?
I'm not going to argue against.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue that against what you're saying. If I had my preference, I would rather have ICE, allocated money go to veterans. In an ideal world, I'm not going to argue against you on that, Coco. I do think that veterans should always be a priority for funding. There's no question about that. But is that all you wanted to say, or Aim, did you want to respond? Then we'll have Justin go afterwards. But yeah.
All right. So some of the things that really, really matter to veterans. I'm 100% VA compensated. They call it disability, but it's really not disability. It's like, hey, we rented you, we scratched and dinged you up. And it's kind of like if you had 100 dents in your car from a hailstorm, they would total out the car, but the car still drives, right? So I'm not disabled per se, but I do have some small, a whole spectrum of small disabilities, really just old sports injuries that add up to where I get 100% compensation. I haven't lost any of that money. I still have full medical. I still have full dental. I will say this. That it has been hard to get into the VA, especially during his first administration. Like literally, I almost died from a very, very, very simple issue, which was a B12 deficiency. I don't know how the fuck it happened, but all I needed was a shot, and I could not get into the VA. And when I did get into the VA, it was fuckery trying to get the prescription refilled under his administration. But as far as my money and things like that, that hasn't been touched. This is just me being unbiased. Now, Project 2025 does outline that all of our compensation and things like that can be reevaluated, although I'm what they call total and permanent, meaning they're not supposed to be able to do that. But if you read kind of, I wouldn't say between the lines, you just read slowly, you can see it says all veterans can be changed essentially. They are changing the scale to where we get certain compensation for like sleep apnea, PTSD. I think they're improving on PTSD. Ringing in our ears, because a lot of us have tinnitus, as they call it. So they're lowering the amount of money that they're going to give people for those types of things. This is under his administration. Some of the things that are somewhat tied to veterans is, I don't know if you guys saw Pete Hegseth get on and talk about 8A has been fraudulent and all these minorities are stealing money in 8A. First and foremost, government contracts is a fraudulent business. How he tied it just to minorities is fucked up, because guess who else gets 8A contracts? Veterans, white and black, Hispanic, women, man, it doesn't matter. It's fucked up how, just kind of like in not Ethiopia, but in Minnesota, they're tying all these different frauds just to Ethiopians when everybody does fucking fraud when it comes to government type shit. That's just been always going to do. I think they need to go through and revamp some things, yes, but to try and put it on minorities, that's fuckery. That's some racist ass shit. Other things that they are planning to do per Project 2025 is to shut down veteran facilities in rural areas and in urban environments. They said they're talking about cutting down some of those, which doesn't make any sense, because they're saying, hey, we can't fulfill the need right now and we need more support. But they're also saying the baby boomers, who are the biggest utilizers of these facilities, are dying off. So if you just let them die off, we should be about even. We should be good to go. But instead, the baby boomers are dying off, putting the stress on the facilities, but they're also going to reduce the facilities and try to automate shit to where now I'm talking to a fucking robot AI versus talking to a person. And that's what we actually need. So those are some of the things that I've seen. No bullshit, non-biased as a veteran. But I haven't lost any money, at least. And I get paid like $4,200 a month untaxed for the rest of my life for full medical and full dental. Now, am I able to get into is it fucked up how in order to even start getting your medical, the shit that I got to jump through? Yes, that's kind of fucked up. I ain't gonna lie.
Matt, let me just say something real quick before the next speaker. I worked on private contracts for several years, and then I was on a contract with the VA, the actual VA. And compared to my past contracts, it was the most backwards, fucked up, inefficient, waste of money, bullshit. And not the cause. The cause is 100% good. I'm talking about the efficiency. The efficiency was unbelievable. Waste. And I thought to myself, I would get rid of this contract. This is a waste of fucking tax dollars. It could be done a lot more efficiently, is what I'm really like. The cause was worthy. The way it was operated and fucking red tape you had to do just to get a fucking PIV card or a laptop or this or that. Unbelievable. So I think a lot of the stuff that's probably been cut is them going in and seeing this shit and realizing it's a lot of wasted money and inefficient. Elon probably looked and said, "Oh, this is ridiculous." You know, they probably looked at and analyzed all the processes and all that shit and realized from a private sector perspective, they can do it a lot more efficiently.
Let me respond to a lecture real quick because he just basically told me some bullshit like I'm lying. First and foremost, fucker. I went to the Air Force Academy, which means I was active duty while I was in school. I just so happened to be a talented motherfucker that played sports while at the Air Force Academy while on active duty, you dumb fuck. And all my injuries were well documented because I was an athlete. I boxed and I played basketball. So guess what? That does go into my jacket of
dumb fuck.
What in the hell did I say to discount anything you said at all? What are you talking about?
He's talking to somebody in chat.
I said election, boss. Election just said that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking.
I said election. Election said that veterans are milking the system.
Don't pay attention to him. Don't even waste your breath.
Well, I just needed to curse.
Yeah, I got it.
Because
my apologies.
Those kind of things are damaging. That's what makes us lose our shit. When motherfuckers try and say veterans are out here milking the system, and actually it's the exact opposite. A lot of veterans don't get their aid and shit that they need. If that was the case, then you wouldn't have a fucking veteran on the street fucking when it doesn't have a home. In Abilene, Texas, they actually organized and went out and got all the veterans off the street and got them their proper compensation. And nobody's homeless in Abilene, Texas.
The irony is he's a veteran. It's just he's being stupid.
I was
a clown fuck.
I apologize, Aim. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, "What?"
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding on that. But no, that dude's a clown fuck that's going to get a lot of people into a position that won't get there. Because I'm starting to hear that rhetoric, right? And it's being passed down.
Maybe you should go psych.
And so, like I said before, most of your veterans refuse to get their compensation, refuse to go and get their free doctor and mental health and all that kind of shit. I got an uncle that's crazy as fuck. Literally was shooting Emmanuel Noriega in Panama, and this motherfucker took 20 years. I also got an uncle right now who was part of that poison they were putting in the fucking water out in Camp Lejeune. I don't know if you guys seen all the class action lawsuits from that. He's got 4 different fucking kinds of cancer, and guess what? He doesn't get any type of compensation. So shut the fuck up, election. You must have been a chair force fuck.
All right, who's the next speaker, Matt? You said you were going to get us.
Yeah, I think Justin was going to get us back more on subject, and I think he was going down the road. Can't we all agree is where he left off? But Justin, I don't know if you want to follow through on that.
Yeah, I'm still here. Should I start from scratch or?
I mean, you have some time to think about it. Just let it all out, man. Like, just let us know how you feel. We'll listen. Don't worry about it, man.
All right. So first of all, I would say that what ICE is doing in Minnesota is completely, I don't know what the word is.
Correct.
Uncalled for, or it's the worst thing I could think of. Like, I believe in a society where people can immigrate to a country, right? But however, the way they're handling this scenario, it's brutal. And the brutality that's going down in Minnesota is it's hard for me to deal with, to be honest. So there's a point in, so immigration is good, right? We need immigrants into the United States. Does everyone agree on this?
Sure. Not 100%. Yeah, we do. We need some, but we don't necessarily need.
We need some, right? But there is, the argument is that the immigrants that are coming to the United States are taking advantage of the system.
It's illegal immigrants is what people are upset about.
So the Somali immigrants in Minnesota are not taking advantage of illegal immigration. They're taking advantage of the tax system.
Right.
Right?
Either way, it's, I mean, fraud is fraud. People are pissed, and then they're also pissed. It's like it's a mixture of 2 things, 3 things, 4 things. It's not just one.
Fraud, yeah, fraud is fraud. If you're saying you have a
we can't hear you, Resistance, regardless.
No, but medical fraud is fraud. But like if the Nick Shirley videos, I think, expose a lot of things. Which is, if you have a daycare that had the same, they have like 100 kids, there's no kids. That's a problem.
No, what I was trying to say, Justin, was yes, medical fraud is medical fraud, but people see through the hypocrisy, because it can't be, oh, we're worried about medical fraud from a small group in Minnesota, and at the same time, the commander-in-chief is pardoning a bunch of white Americans who committed the worst kind of medical fraud. And he did that throughout this whole year. People who stole almost $1 trillion worth of medical insurance money. So how can we take this administration seriously?
Wait, I'm sorry. Who did he pardon?
I could give you a list of all the names if you want. I'll go.
No, the specific person that stole trillions of dollars and
it's not one person. It's a group.
Oh, it's a group of people.
It's a group of different people. And a matter of fact, it's so abhorrent that Donald Trump's own son was caught in that same kind of medical fraud. He was funneling money through the St. Jude's cancer thing, and they stole money. They took mismanaged the money and used it for personal things in the Trump organization. Okay. You could go look this up. These are just facts, and they were all parted.
Okay, so, cool, man. Okay, can we just have Justin finish? I think you didn't land yet, right, Justin?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'll land. Anyway, I'm just mad about the ICE invasions in Minnesota, and I don't know. There's no reason for violence in protests. I protested so many times for many things. The way that ICE is handling the situation is unacceptable. Oh man, I'm just getting emotional. That's it. I land.
I've seen one incident so far that I think they've handled it correctly, but maybe 1.5. So.
I want to say this. Unfortunately, the last administration put us in a really tough spot. And now it's like they're having to go above and beyond to try to get these people out of here. And I mean, I do think that there's a little bit of a lack of training and things like that. But, if you're part of the general public, you can protest, and you probably should protest if you're against certain things. But please don't get in the way. Please don't put yourself in harm's way. It's not worth it.
Do y'all understand that there was a bipartisan kind of handshake deal agreement to come up with a border plan, okay? Republicans and Democrats agreed upon this. Donald Trump said not to pass it because we're coming up on an election and it would give too much power to the Democrats to win, okay? Donald Trump keeps changing things up and then going, hey, I did this. Like, for instance, with the whole 10% credit cards. Once again, that was a bipartisan agreement to try and lower credit cards to 10% for 5 years. Then he comes out and says, oh, it's 1 year. And look at me, I'm the greatest. just like he signed his name to the fucking stimulus checks. He didn't approve those fucking checks. That came from Congress and Senate, but he put his fucking name on it. So, there's so many times where when there's a great idea that both sides want to agree to, he's tossed the shit out or tried to get it tossed out or took credit for it. These are facts.
So your beef is not with ICE, it's with Trump.
Here's something we have to address what he's saying. He's not being completely honest. Number one, Trump was not a government official. Fact. It's another fact that in 3.5 years, in 3.5 years, the Democrats with Biden failing at the wheel and Kamala allow for this stuff to go on. And they said that we cannot do anything about it. For 3.5 years, they told us the president can't do anything about it. All these Republicans are the problem. Well, guess what? You don't get to, at the last minute, at the last second before election, say, hey, man, please sign this bill. Let's work together. It doesn't work like that, bro. You can't wait till the last year of the election.
I'm about to kill this. Okay, so what about when George Bush was the president?
We ain't talking about that. Let me play in the 10 seconds. We just saw Donald Trump, and this proves my point. He became president, right, recently. And now we have the lowest border crossings in United States history.
Okay. Now here we go. Let me tell you what changed. Okay. First and foremost, when we look at this, stopping people from coming across the border, all right, it's almost impossible. It's like like saying I'm gonna build a house to keep bad people out, but you just build a door with no walls. Texas borders Mexico. How in the fuck do you close up all of Texas? Even if you get all the way across Texas, like the Great Wall of China, you still got the oak sides. That's the reason why this is just one of those political, you said let you land, so please. So the only way to actually somewhat kind of sort of shut down the border is if you put ISR platforms. You don't know what that means, so I explain. It means intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, planes that one can do ground mapping, deep ground mapping. That would be a J-STAR. Okay, you'd also need ISR platforms flying up and down the fucking border 24 hours a day, along with drone support, 24 hours a day with thermal and IR, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It would cost billions upon billions upon billions upon billions of dollars and resources. It is impossible. That's the reason why even people like George Bush, who was the governor of fucking Texas and ended up being the fucking president, didn't do it either. Why? Because it's one of these things, just like gas prices, that just comes up, and racism and whatever else that comes up in every political sphere that never, guess what? After Donald Trump leaves, still not going to be tightened up. You might slow down the trickles, but these motherfuckers get smarter and smarter and smarter. And why the fuck would we have a focus in Minnesota instead of Texas? Yes, I understand you're going to go, oh, there's more people that have been arrested in Texas than Minnesota, but it's the Delta. What's changed in Minnesota, we weren't seeing people being attacked by ICE or being dealt with by ICE or whatever else in Minnesota before. There's a huge change. Texas has always had border crossing issues, and we never tightened it up when you had a Republican president, a Democratic fucking, or whatever else, or a Republican fuck. They've been arrested and haven't been able to fix that problem. What the fuck are we talking about here? What are we talking about? We don't have the same shit going on in San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas. You said a whole bunch. You said a whole bunch of nothing burgers. Just because you decided to say I said a whole bunch, maybe might not have the intelligence to understand exactly what I said. Whoa! I waited for you to get done, Nathan. I waited for you to get done so you can do the same thing. Okay, I'll continue babbling as soon as you shut up. I've already slaughtered you in another room, Nathan. I like you landed, but you can't rock with me. I thought you landed, bro. I think everybody can agree that you landed.
Yeah, you need to land, bro.
Come on, man.
He didn't land yet. Nathan, shut up.
I'm done. I'm done, Nathan. You get back up and say a bunch of dumb shit.
So here's the thing. You are done because you just said something that Biden could have done. All that shit you just said. Oh, you could put drunk. Well, guess what? Biden could have done that too as well, but he didn't. Goofball. He allowed it to happen. He actually created it.
Would have been a waste of billions of dollars. That's why. You can't close. You can't put up a.
Brother, you talking at the same time I'm talking.
You can't put out a door without walls.
Have some self-control. Are you done yet? Thank you. So we allowed in all these people into our country, filled our hotels up in New York City, Chicago, all these places. And guess what? You didn't hear that one person like him talk about how much it's going to cost. All these laws. All this money that was being spent across all. Dude, are you all right, man? Why are you creeping us out, bro? Why are you creeping? The state made those decisions, clown. The state crazy, man.
Can I get in the queue? I've been trying to talk. Let's wrap up this conversation, you two.
Let's wrap it up. Mayorkas, that big idiot, and just like this guy right here, he was over the border patrol, right? Homeland Security Mayorkas. This dude was the biggest clown in American history because he was following orders from the president, which is his boss. What changed? Mayorkas is out of here. Donald Trump came up there, made executive orders. Military went down there. The border is secure, more secure. It's like it's been like what 12 months. 2 million people have self-deported. 650,000 people have been deported. I mean, those are numbers that you can't even describe that. How sorry of a job the last administration was doing.
You sound like a Republican.
I can't hear you, Justin. Say that again.
You think you're saying like you're
It doesn't matter what his political affiliation is.
I'm an independent.
Yeah, he's independent.
Why does it matter what his affiliation is?
So you don't have to be a Republican to like talk about immigration.
I mean, you sound drunk. Actually, Democrats were pro-ICE 15 years ago. So what are you talking about? The border is impossible. Yeah, Democrats. See, this is people.
Are y'all okay with illegal people being here?
Hold on, can you guys think of when you said let content go, please? I had after him. I mean, everyone keeps jumping in. Then how are we gonna move on?
No, they can go. It's too much going on. I'm gonna wait. Resistance, do you want to go? Is that what you're saying?
I don't mind letting content wait. Go ahead, content. I'll go after you.
Go for it, bro. No, it's like, why do we have to politicize everything, Justin? Like, as soon as he criticized the administration, you sound like a Republican. Like, why do I have to close my mouth when I see inadequate leadership? Like, what's the issue with that? That's really what I hate about Democrats and liberals. Y'all will know that it's an inferior.
I'll tell you.
Close your lips. I'm not done yet. You can shut the hell up till I finish. Okay? Y'all will know that y'all have superior leadership. Y'all trying to roll out like Kamala Harris, and y'all refuse to criticize, right? If you look at her and compare her to any other person that became president in history, she couldn't have beat out one candidate. You can't name a candidate that Kamala could have beat. Nobody. Historically, when we compare like sports legends, what do? We compare them to the people in their era and people in other eras. Kamala Harris is the worst candidate I've ever seen. It's not even close.
Worse than
so y'all can criticize Trump as much as you want. If Kamala was in office, this should be 10 times worse. And so those people getting killed by ICE, let's just be honest. Nobody wants to say out loud the part that they played in their own demise. Like, why the fuck do you have a gun on you at a fucking protest?
You dirty.
Like, yes, that dude shouldn't have been shot down the way that he was shot down. But why the fuck are you approaching federal agents with a fucking gun on your waist? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, y'all think that y'all white, that y'all
slap around in
shot
shit
head like a black man like me? No, I'm glad I'm seeing some of this shit.
So he was not part of any protest. Hold on. First of all, that man was not part of any protest.
Excuse me, sir. I was next.
Go ahead, brother. Pardon me. He wasn't part of no protest. Pardon me.
As a matter of fact, you just came in, right?
Yeah, I've been listening.
I could go after you. Go ahead, Rambo. I'll go after you.
Yeah. Respect to the space. Listen, man. Look, what we witnessed was a man in a fetal position, right, in a submissive position, being shot in his back. That's what we witnessed. You know what, man? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. right? This ain't about no Democrat, liberal, Republican, Obama, all of that shit, right? Our country is in great peril right now. It's no exaggeration, ain't no fear mongering. Let's not do that distraction 101 shit, right? If this is happening to Caucasian people here in the United States, it's only a matter of time before we face the same circumstances. And again, remove all that bullshit out, all that trying to cast for
Black people have been getting killed by the police.
Can I finish? All right, bro. Let me. You can make your statement once I'm done. But what I'm saying to y'all is this: this was clearly a case where the officers were out of pocket. They were moving with hate in their hearts, and they killed the man. And it's just plain and simple as that. And for some reason, you guys have been programmed not to believe your own fucking eyes. And it's really Alan.
I 100% concur and agree with that, because regardless of the fact, not only was he legally able to carry his firearm in his city of his state, but he didn't use it, or he didn't even make a gesture to threaten them with the firearm. They had no idea the firearm was even there until they started beating him to a pulp. That's when they noticed the firearm on his waist, when they already had him down and they were assaulting him, which is illegal.
Point of order, moderator. The man was harassing them prior to that. He's a known trans activist being paid $15,000 a week.
There's something wrong with you, sir. Silence, white man. So once again, they should have been worried about detaining him, putting the cuffs on him instead of beating him like they were, because that's what they do when they detain people. They like to illegally beat people. There's a long history and many video footage of them doing that exact thing, what they were doing to him. And that's what led to them officers wanting to kill and shoot him. The gun was just an excuse, because the gun posed no threat to them. Everyone knows this. And the last thing I want to say is this thing about all the last administration. Yeah, they brought in a lot of the asylum seekers and allowed a lot of the illegals to come in with the open borders. But guess what? If you look at the numbers like I just did during that administration, the crime did not spike at all nationwide, state for state. There was no spikes in crime. It was 60% less likely that an undocumented immigrant would commit a crime. 60% more than it would be American citizens doing it. So we didn't have an immigration issue. And I don't want to hear this nonsense about the resources. You know why?
There's never any issues. America's just evil and racist, structural white race. Resistance, you're the lowest IQ scumbag I've ever heard. Same with you, Riyabia. You too should just go to the mosque and go pray all day and collect your Social Security checks and just shut up.
Not to say you're an idiot. And the last thing that I was going to say, the administration is sending hundreds of millions of dollars to other countries and other people who don't need our taxpayer money. They should have been worried more about that instead of now this new administration weaponizing immigration for their fucking, political purpose. And now it's caused disarray all over different states in America. And now American citizens are also paying the brunt for it. They're getting executed by fucking ICE terrorists.
Okay. What did you say that someone said about Texas?
I posted, please.
Oh, I think Holly, did you want to go? I think you got off the mic there for a little bit too.
Oh, I was just going to ask. I saw someone post online somewhere that when you get your carry permit, that there's something in the verbiage of what you sign or whatever that says that you cannot bring a firearm to protest. Is that accurate? Is that real?
Probably depends on the state. SIG would probably have the best answer for you if he's still here.
But even if you could, let's say you can, because I believe you can. I think it's part of your Second Amendment. But there's a word. It's called discernment. All right. And I don't understand why somebody would have a gun on them at a protest. Like, come on, what are we talking about here, man? What the fuck are we talking about?
So I wouldn't know why. Wait, resistance, real quick.
I'm sorry, bro.
Real quick, let me just say this.
Damn.
Real quick, let me just say this.
Right now, shut the fuck up, brother. I'm not done.
let Big Mug finish.
Yeah, he wasn't done. You got to hold on. Go ahead, Big Mug.
Thank you, bro. Shut your ass up. Now, when it comes to, you're in a protest and you have a gun on you. Like, let's play in real life. Can we practice real life real quick? Like, and we're talking about grown men. We're not talking about kids or women. You have a pistol on you. You go up. You put yourself in a stupid situation. Not one time did I hear a man say, "Hey guys, I have a gun." You did not communicate anything. They found the gun. Things happen fast. I don't know if you ever been outside. A lot of you, I know a lot of you haven't. I know a lot of you just watch TV and shit. But outside, shit happens very, very fast. That guy is a stupid man for bringing a gun to a protest. Who are you trying to protect yourself from with a gun? If you're trying to protect yourself from protesters, that just goes to show you there's a bunch of lefty lunatics out here that are dangerous. And if you're here to protect yourself with a gun from the police, what you got what the fuck you were asking for? I land, dumbass man.
Can I say something real quick?
Also, people they deserve to die as well.
Yo, so I posted a link, okay? Let me tell you guys what happened. And this actually makes sense, all right? Man comes in, grabs the gun off him. The other agents don't see that the gun is taken off him, but they probably do see his holster, all right? They hear a bullet fired. Now somebody thinks, oh shit, it must be in his hand. I'm going to start shooting. Yo, I just posted shows the guy who took the gun accidentally discharging the weapon. Now, somebody will say, oh, you can't see that. Why would you be holding the gun that way, okay, in that situation? And you can actually see it cycle, and you see a little puff of smoke. Now, granted, it's green, but keep scrolling where you can see my video, and it's on repeat. And it makes sense. It makes sense that if you grab the gun...
It makes no sense because the Department of Justice is not saying that.
And you're running away, that you might accidentally have popped off one. That's what happened. Otherwise,
that's not what happened.
Hold on. Otherwise, they just killed this man in just cold blood because he had no weapon on him.
With all due respect, that's not what happened. The Department of Justice is not reported on that. That firearm was not discharged. No.
Just go look at the video, boss.
I have.
You don't see a discharge. And you don't see a sight.
Not from the firearm. No.
You're not a gun guy.
No. Yes, I am.
You're not a gun guy.
Big gun guy.
Hold on. Next part. The other part of this whole idea of he should have. Let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. People who are gun guys, we wear the gun like it's a part of it's our T-shirt. We don't even feel comfortable sometimes not carrying our weapon in certain situations. And just because you're at a one side doesn't mean the opposite side's not there. Just like if KKK walks down the fucking hood-ass street, guess what? You're going to have black people there like, what the fuck are you doing here? And just like if black people started walking down some KKK neighborhood, you have the KKK there. It's just that's what happens. So, and nonetheless, people, okay, who carry guns. What you don't do and what you're taught is never to draw your weapon. His weapon was covered up when he was just walking around, okay? His shirt was down over his weapon. His weapon wasn't displayed until he was on the ground, fucking rolling around, and one of the agents had the wherewithal to see the weapon, go in and grab it, and then tell me why he shot him at that point. Did he have two fucking weapons? I doubt it. He's a fucking nurse. He's not John Wick. What probably happened,
you know what's kind of... My bad. I just want to say this. What was very strange about this is that people who, I'm pretty sure everybody up here, I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure majority of people that's in this room own weapons. All right. Depending on what state you're in, right, they have different rules and regulations about, conceal and carry and whatnot, but it's still it's Constitution. It's still in the Second Amendment. Right, to carry weapons, right, to own weapons, the right to bear arms, right, and all these little protests and whatnot that you see that's out there and everything, right. People conceal and carry or open carry all the time. Why is it now all of a sudden that the guy that's exercising the Second Amendment is like he's the victim, but he's the perpetrator of this situation? When his gun was, we literally seen one of the agents pull the gun out of his hand while they were restraining him. There's 8 or 7 people. So if anything, just thinking of it this way, if anything, if you're sitting up here restraining him and there's 8 people, that tells me that the people that are restraining him are very incompetent if they believe that he reached with a holster. But even though we saw one of them remove the weapon out of his holster and shit. So to me, I just think that this shit don't even make sense. I think if you're an American citizen, you're advocating for this. You're advocating for them to go up and take your guns because that's what they're trying to do. Now,
I agree with you.
So, I'm gonna just
100%.
And mind you, I'll just say this: the left, regardless of left and right, I just think that both of them want your guns. To me, and I think that this is just one. To me, I think this whole thing is just a ploy for them to come after weapons and to label certain people terrorists. I think right now they're playing and I'll end here. They're playing the right versus left paradigm, but. That to me, I think when you're advocating for this, you're advocating for your own demise and downfall. Yep. And if you look into these other presidents in here, like Thomas Jefferson, this is the reason why that man Thomas Jefferson said you have to have a revolution every 19 years because of shit like this that's going on. Because now the law is up for interpretation and it's up for objectivity instead of subjectivity. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. Hey guys, I just came out. I just want to say one thing.
Coco, were you want to say something?
Matthew can go, and then I'll go.
Well, before he goes, I just want to say that all the people, if you think of Kyle Rittenhouse, if you argued that he had the right to have a gun and be there, then I don't understand why you would try to argue against this guy having a gun. It's ridiculous.
Amazing fucking point.
All right, go ahead.
You just sliced y'all asses up, but you're going to make up some bullshit to oppose it. That's a great point.
Kyle Rittenhouse acted stupidly with his gun as well. He definitely had a right to do it. And he got the consequences. Good thing he's alive. This guy had the same opportunity. He had every right to be there with the pistol. And his dumb ass went to go confront a police officer without that.
All right, what I saw was this guy had a gun, and then he went to help some woman or kind of get between them, and then he was tackled and then shot and killed. That's what I see with my eyes. And he didn't even have a chance to say anything, do anything. Like they just ganged up on him. Bam.
I think he should have told them that he was on.
They're ignoring the fact that he got pepper sprayed. He had no chance because he didn't get into confrontation with the ICE agent. He should have not gotten in the way of him make.
What was he actually doing?
I agree that he should have not got impeded into the.
All right, so he got pepper sprayed. So he did it to himself.
But once he got pepper sprayed, there was no way of him to correlate or speak to the ICE, like, oh, I happen to have a firearm on me. Please wait, arrest me this way. No, they jumped on him immediately, started beating him a pulp, took the firearm once they noticed it, and then gunned him down. That's.
Okay, yeah, think of it this way. If they wanted to recreate the situation to kill everybody they see with a gun at a protest, they could do it easily.
Hey, has anybody heard before?
Yeah, Matthew, go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry. Can I speak now? Yeah, thank you.
Go ahead.
I'll make it quick and to the point because I know I do ramble, and I apologize for that. But, in 1984, George Orwell, really fascinating fellow. You got to read his life story. He wrote in his book, he said, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and of your ears. It was their final, most essential command. And you have people down there in the chat saying, don't trust your eyes. Don't believe what you see. Look, man, it's not a left versus right thing at all. This is just insane.
You know what's scary?
I agree.
You done, Matthew?
I agree. And you know what, too, man? They're trying to desensitize us. They're trying to get us used to this.
Exactly. That's what it is. It is.
Anybody.
You know what?
They're trying to create a new normal. It's what they're trying to do.
Anybody agreeing with their lies, like you guys, I don't care if you're on the right or the left. When you go and watch the news and these people are saying that he came to do mass harm and are trying to paint him as a terrorist, I don't care if you're on the right or on the left. That should scare the shit out of you because these people will lie in your face. You know they're lying, even if you're on the right and they're pushing your political agenda.
And they want you to lie to yourself.
You know
that's what they want.
Listen. Let's be real people here. You know they're lying. You're seeing the play, but you don't care because they're pushing your political agenda. Let me tell you something about Minnesota.
in Minneapolis, they're the brightest spot on the fucking news right now. They are, after Gaza, after all this shit going on, Iran, after all the shit that's been happening with kids being separated, Epstein files, motherfucking Minneapolis, white, black, and brown are storming the streets and saying, get the fuck out of our city. And let me tell you, you guys need to put your political agendas away and look at that with even-keeled eyes. They are doing our fucking work for us. They're some motherfucking badasses. They stood up to the government, right? And they said, get the fuck out. And they're so evolved, because it's not just black people out there. It's not just brown people. There's more white people out there.
It's everybody.
And they're protecting their city. They're repping their city. The whole city coming together.
They're not repping the city. They're repping. They're repping all the free. Excuse me.
That's fucking awesome.
They're repping free people.
That's
free
awesome
people.
What's going on? That's America. That's patriotism. What's going
What
on?
are they even doing, bro?
You know
What the fuck are they doing?
Real talk.
They don't even know what they're doing.
Y'all some bitches.
No, they're some dumb bitches. What are they doing? We're talking about illegal immigration here. Illegal immigration. This is not Jim Crow. Go ahead, Coco.
That's how it starts.
Coco. Exactly.
Yeah.
Start the needle.
Okay, I just want to say, yeah, I agree with. I mean, y'all just said some really great things. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna echo a little bit what Ray was saying. We're not going for that. Like Americans, we're not going for that. You're not gonna fucking de-arm us. And you guys brought up again just that great point of the division that's trying to be created from the left versus the right. Personally, I think, right, people that are smart enough from both the left and the right are they're catching the play. And it's kind of what it's doing. It's bringing it's creating a bridge between both the left and the right, which, I mean, that's good. We should be having these conversations and this different discourse, whatever. But I forgot what else I was going to say. Wallace's GIF is just distracting me. So I'm going to just go back on mute now. I forgot what I was going to say.
Beaver, can I get the floor when it opens up?
You can go ahead right now.
Yeah, I don't think the left and the right are so far apart right now. And although there is a bridge some are crossing, but I was in a room earlier and just people voicing their opinions, just like you guys are doing here. I was in a Twitter space earlier with a couple thousand people, and everybody's voicing their opinions from the left and the right, and they did it respectfully, and I really respect that. When people have a debate and they don't get into arguments and cursing at each other and all that, but I still feel that the left and the left is going to say, he didn't deserve to die. The right is going to say, why did he bring a gun to a protest? I'm really curious. This happened in the morning, and I'm very curious what occurred prior to, all of this happening. What happened before this all happened. And I'm going to keep it short here. I agree with, you guys as far as saying, why did he bring a gun to a protest? But at the same time, I live in Florida. We're open carry here. And I bring my gun everywhere. So at the same time, I understand that argument as well. And, my son is in the service, and my kid's mom's a detective for 15 years. And I don't know if any of you have a kid or family member that's a police officer or even in the service, but, they train them to, anytime that there's safety. I mean, I don't care if it's a knife or a gun, when they feel like their safety is at jeopardy, they shoot and ask questions later. So, I understand at the same time, the ICE agent shooting him, but I feel like at the same time, it was 6 people on him, and I felt like they could have restrained him. So this is all really, to me, it's very confusing what occurred.
Didn't they rip the gun off of him and then shoot him?
Well, they did, but at the same time, he had the pistol.
That's insane. That's insane.
He went for the pistol, right?
How do they know that was the only gun?
I mean, I'm not here to argue with anybody, but my point is,
Who's got support on going on there?
obviously, he was obviously, armed. He didn't advise anybody he was armed, and this guy's in ICU. He works in a hospital, so I feel like he shouldn't have lost his life. That's truly how I feel. But again, I understand the argument from those of you that are saying, hey, why does he bring a gun? Why didn't he say he was armed? So I understand both sides.
Okay. All right. So check this out. I heard you speak. Listen, just so you know, it is not against the law for a licensed gun carrier to have a weapon at a protest. I repeat, it is not against the law. That's number. Yeah, I know that. Number two. Hold on. Number two. He was not a part of any protests. He was out there as an observer, catching videos, documenting what was going on. Right? That's all he was. So let's stop this false ass narrative that he was out there.
Didn't he get in the street and wasn't in front of a car?
He pushed the ICE agent as well.
Excuse me. Hold on. Guys,
he pushed the ICE agent after the ICE agent pushed the woman. He pushed the ICE agent. So watch the video.
Let me repeat this again. Number one, he was not part of any active protest. He was out there as they have what they call observers, people that are tasked with capturing the video aspect of what's going on. That's number one. Number two, he went up to the lady and then they pushed him and he responded. He tried to get her out of the way. Like, what the fuck are y'all looking at, man?
He put his hands on the ICE agent, man.
Yo, bro,
he put his hands on the ICE agent.
Mosen, respectfully, this was plain and simple. Panicked by the officers who killed the man. That's all this is, man. That's all this is, man. And why?
I'm not disputing that at all.
This shit is so frustrating, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something.
He didn't put his hands on the ICE agent. He did not. He got in between them.
Right. And do you know, if you're in the tussle, sometimes you're gonna respond. Do you know what it's like to be roundabout officers? I do. You have a natural instinct to respond a certain way. He didn't do anything wrong. He's a nurse. He's a nurse in ICU at the VA. By all accounts, this is a man who does good deeds, right? So this confrontation that we saw was precipitated by unprofessional law enforcement. That's what this was, and he lost his life for it.
Yeah, it should have moved better. Was he the only person that day? He should have moved better.
So here's the thing, right? Underneath this hideous last administration, when I was witnessing, I think I just calculated. I don't know if I put it in the chat, but I was just doing some calculations. In the last 5 years, 1,000, 2,000 homicides have been committed against undocumented or illegals. So yeah, one person. I mean, this is just insane for people to continue to want this type of unlawfulness to go on in our country. When you're undocumented, that means that your fingerprints is not on file, most likely. That means that you can just commit a crime and sneak across the border, right? They just found a guy in Mexico just recently.
Freedom is slavery.
He was there down there for 10 years.
Strength.
Last year,
Big Brother is watching you.
Got a guy in Mexico.
Freedom is the freedom to say that 2 + 2 make 4. If that is granted, all else follows. Double faith means the power of holding 2 contradictory beliefs in one's mind simultaneously and accepting both of them. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. Reality exists in the human mind and nowhere else. Power is in tearing human minds to pieces and putting them together again in new shapes of your own choosing. The best books are those that tell you what you know already. If you want to keep a secret, you must also hide it from yourself. The choice for mankind lies between freedom and happiness, and for the great bulk of mankind, happiness is better. Until they become conscious, they will never rebel. Until after they have rebelled, they cannot become conscious. The further a society drifts from truth, the more it will hate those who speak it. If you kept the small rules, you could break the big ones. Orthodoxy means not thinking, not needing to think. Orthodoxy is unconsciousness. Don't you see that the whole aim of a federal group conscious they will never rebel? Until after they have rebelled, they cannot become conscious. The further a society drifts from truth, the more it will hate those who
in your house, so you can't even see who it is. You already see it's a bunch of inbred boneheads that'll just execute somebody in the street. So now they run up in your house. Now they run up in your house. You don't know who it is. You bring
until after they have rebelled, they cannot become conscious. The further a society drifts from truth, the more it will hate those who speak. If you kept the small honestly, thank you for making up shit. Until after they have rebelled, they cannot become conscious. The further a society drifts from truth, the more it will hate those who speak it. If you kept the small rules, you could break the big ones. Orthodoxy means nothing.
Hey, doctor, it's not. No, it's not okay. So, you guys tell me. I heard during the Biden administration that maybe he got rid of as many or more illegal folks than Trump did. I'm not sure how truthful that is or not. Maybe some people view it as truthful. Maybe it is truthful, right?
Yeah, he did almost 3 million. So what does that have to do with anything?
Okay.
Yeah, Matthew is spreading disinformation. Biden allowed millions upon millions of illegal aliens to pour in through the border.
Gentlemen, can I please land? So I'm sorry, I do take a little while. I'll try to be succinct. My point is let's say Biden got rid of 3 million illegal folks, but he did it without creating this kind of crazy chaos that's on the television now. These huge problems in Minnesota and these politicians or whatever Trump got.
Yeah, manufactured media, Matthew.
Do not believe your eyes. Do not believe your ears.
Yeah, there you go with the hypnosis again. Look at my Orwell quote on my PTR.
But Matthew, who's causing the chaos? It's the libtards that are protesting.
Exactly, it's the libtards.
Well,
no, it's ICE agents.
Respectfully, what I think it is that the libtards, as you call them, are concerned about overreach, right? They're afraid of a new normal.
They're concerned they're going to lose their illegals. They want the illegals to stay. That's what
I don't think so. I mean, bro, I'm up here in Canada. I don't view it as a left-right thing. I'm genuinely concerned.
Then where was all this commotion during the Obama deportations?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It was no. So, for example, if they were broadcasted
shot by ICE during his administration,
if they were broadcasted like that, I think people would have the same visceral emotional reaction. Yeah, so it's done differently. Is what I'm saying. And so my point is,
yeah, it's a manufactured emotional response, and here you are reprojecting it for us. Thank you very little.
Why is it being done differently?
Sorry, it's not being done differently. Second of all, they're using the expedited.
But Alan, I don't remember.
They're using the expedited court proceedings and administrative rules.
It is done differently, though, Alan.
Implemented. Second of all,
it's done very
lawsuits and injunctions have the liberal judges put against the Trump administration.
Alan, you know my personality. For me, it's not a left versus right thing. It's not an either or thing.
Yes, well,
I'm a principled person.
You can deny
I'm on team humanity for everyone.
You can deny that it's a left or right thing, but it is a left or right thing. Don't bury your head in the sand.
It's a cultural war, Matthew. Guys like you, your culture's weak, effeminate, perfume. You're a perfume maker. Why would we take the advice of a Canadian perfume maker?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What he does for a living doesn't make any difference. Let's focus on the arguments here.
Well, let's focus on it because
maybe you don't believe it's, or you'd like to frame it that it isn't left or right. But you brought up an interesting point. Obama was doing this, and you said, well, maybe if they had seen it during the Obama years, they would have objected to it.
Yes.
Why didn't they? I have an answer. I'll let you offer an opinion. My opinion is that when the left feels that they are in control, and they feel they have a president who understands them, or whatever that emotional connection is, then they will let that president do whatever. And he's deporting 3 million people. That's okay. We're going to let him do it. And the media, and then the other part of directly addressing what you said is the other part of it, the media doesn't report on it. But as soon as it's a Republican or someone that the media decides or the left decides doesn't have their best interests at heart, then everything becomes an objection, and the left and the media in particular starts reporting on it and reporting on it negatively.
They all put out fake information. The guy's a trans activist. He's not your normal nurse. He's a trans activist in a secret signal group working for Tim Walz's executive command. Let's be real here. It's all funded by NGOs, Soros, Open Society. And you got perfume makers like Matthew. You know what, Matthew? Your propaganda and your stupid Orwell quotes won't work here. Because look at my stupid Orwell quote. The further society drifts from truth, the more it will hate those who speak it. Like me, election. I am complete. Be sure to vote in your March primary for Republicans. Again, vote in your March 17th primary for only Republicans.
We love you, John.
Congressman.
Yeah, that may be true, election.
I'm a write-in candidate for the 16th district. If that's a failure, I don't know what you call success, but you smell like a bucket of shit, Rayabia.
Doctor, I wanted to say something about the link you pinned up there. It's funny because earlier when we were debating, and it's the same topic, someone was saying that the official details by the Department of Justice or even the other law enforcement, that they never said that he brandished the weapon. But yet when you hear that lady there speaking at that press conference, she even says it herself, that he brandished the weapon, which is a lie. This is what I mean. They already came out with misinformation from the get-go. They lied. He never brandished that gun at all. They're using it to justify the way they murdered him.
Well, they're doing the same play with the Epstein files. They all coming together. What's the FBI director's name? Kash Patel.
Kash Patel.
Yeah, all of them. They coming together. They're in cahoots. And they lying to you, and they think you're dumb. They think you're stupid, and they know a lot of you too are going to just agree with them because they're pushing your dumbass political agenda. And so that's why I'm saying Minneapolis is showing us what humanity is. They're actually showing us what evolved humans are. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then you got mouthpieces like Alan down there, Alan Dershowitz, that wants to lie like it's the same immigration tactics that was being done with Obama and now this administration, when it surely wasn't, because ain't no Americans get gunned down by ICE agents during Obama's administration.
And so what this is a personal attack. They're coming after Tim Walz, right? And you seeing white, black, and brown come together in an evolved state to protect each other. And that's what we all need to do. That's what I've been preaching since the beginning. It's going to take white, black, and brown. And I cannot believe, I've never even been to Minneapolis or Minnesota. I didn't even know they was getting down like that. And that's the most beautiful thing I didn't seen on the news. So.
No, you're right. You're right. Is anybody in this room here from Minnesota? Can anybody here report and tell us what it feels like to be there now?
Indiana.
Yeah, if you're a paid agitator making $15,000 a month from Open Society, that's what it feels like. They're staying in hotels, they're getting fed, and they're out there like it's a culture, like a society. They are the protest society industrial complex, Matthew.
Viking has.
That's got to be good.
I don't know if he wants to share.
I love John.
I don't think he's there right now, though.
Okay.
All right. I mean, as in Minnesota. I mean, you have to be on stage.
John DeCon.
I know what it feels like in the rest of the country. We're looking at Minnesota and saying, why don't these idiots just let ICE do its job? That's what most of America is thinking. It's just the media and the
most
and
of
the
America is not
left.
thinking.
Yeah, that's not
yeah,
true.
that's what they're.
Most of America is not thinking.
Yeah, they are.
They're thinking that ICE agents are idiots.
No, they're
Alan,
not.
I think you're speaking of
their power.
Sorry.
Alan, I think you're speaking specifically about one specific spectrum of the country.
No, I'm
because
speaking.
the majority.
I'm speaking for the moderates. Who view
You're
all
talking
of this
about for the moderates, but see,
from-
that's what I'm saying. You're speaking in spectrums. You're not speaking in totality, and you're thinking that a spectrum. One part of the spectrum is the totality of this
Are you
nation.
talking about autism? Because that's a term that they use in autism, but real people who are in touch
No, I don't
with
know.
reality
I use terminology to give you an
the
understanding.
middle of the road voters view this as more left-wing radical BS. The way it's the same thing that happened in the 60s. We're seeing this large uptake in left-wing violence, which will eclipse, which has already eclipsed right-wing violence. And now, and the country will view it
Alan,
the
it's
same
different.
way they
It's
viewed
not
it
the
in
same thing
60s.
anymore. It's different.
Hello, can I read this real quick? Because once again, Alan is lying. It says it right here. National Public. Hold on. It says it. Hold on. Let me read it real quick. National Public Opinion on ICE. Disapproval of ICE actions and current higher than approval. Recent U.S. Gov poll found that about 53% of Americans somewhat are strongly disapproving of how ICE is handling its job. So you're lying. You're lying.
No, I'm not lying.
Alan Dershowitz liar.
Yeah, no, you're lying. And
Resistance.
it's
hold
typical
on. Resistance. What was that percentage? I'm actually curious, and I couldn't hear the percentage.
Yeah, it was.
Look, see, he wants to get the
shit.
It says it right here.
I want to hear the
National.
percentage. Alan, can I listen?
No, you can't until the
You're a drunk white man.
Apology. Okay, black man.
All right, Alan Dershowitz.
Okay.
Why are you calling him Alan Dershowitz?
Yeah, because
because he thinks he's a lawyer, and he exactly defends people like Trump.
And we don't like the term white. We don't like the term white. We prefer the term master race. Thank you.
Okay, White Caucasus Mountains.
Okay, Aboriginal.
All right, Alan Dershowitz.
All right, just give us the percentage that you have there.
No problem. I can read it off again real quick.
Don't read it again. Just give us the percentage.
Yes, the percentage is 50%. Recent government polling found that about 53% of Americans somewhat are strongly disapprove of how ICE is handling this job. 53%.
I thought it was the other. I thought they were up by 3 points. I saw something different. Resistance. I think they were only up by 3 points or something like that. But maybe
I just said that 53%.
No, you said unfavorable. I think you said no.
No, unapproved is unfavorable. Unfavorable.
53%, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
not like
the opposite. I'll put it in the group, but yeah.
Okay, I'll put it in it too. They don't. The American people have spoken. They're not in favor of it.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, what a dumb.
Only Alan Dershowitz over here.
They didn't.
Only Alan Dershowitz with Trump with his lover boy on his picture.
Yeah.
I don't believe in any of those public polls like that. Just FYI. I mean, because you see all kinds of bullshit. Jarl, did you want to speak?
Well, I mean, if you don't accept it, that's another.
You're an Oswald Bates one.
Can I?
Not really. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate it.
Jarl, you don't want to speak.
I don't have anything on topic. I'm sorry. Maybe if I have something later. Thank you.
All right. Does anybody believe the title of my room? If anybody were not to interfere with what's going on, would they be alive? I mean, I don't know. Does anybody disagree with that? Like, would that be a fair approach to things or no?
Well, look, it's like this. Regardless of who, what administration, whatever's in office, you have to respect authority. That's not the issue. Stop interfering in ICE operation to stay alive. I mean, look, it depends on the rules and regulations and, the things that they do. Now, if they're following protocol and doing what they're supposed to do, then yeah, you should leave them alone, let them do what they do. But at the same time, if they go around, and of course, when you're looking at the standpoint of the potentiality of them being able to go into homes without warrants, that's intrusion on rights of the citizens, right? Because that under the pretense of illegal immigration and all this other stuff, when you allow that aspect, right, then I don't know how you can sit up here and say staying alive, because then you can use that as a ploy to go up in somebody's house that you don't like, or without the cameras, and do whatever the hell you want to do to them. So yes, in one standpoint, yes, interfering with ICE operations is one thing, and if you're going around and provoking them, then yeah, I mean, you don't, then you're asking for trouble. But at the same time, if they have a complete immunity to go around doing what the hell they want to do, then how can you expect somebody to not fend for their lives or be afraid for their lives? That'd be my.
So to answer the question, a lot of people are asking what the difference was between the two administrations. I put some things in the chat for you guys to realize that the effort of the Obama administration was much more organized and done in a way that wasn't as confrontational as what the ICE officers are doing now. That's the big difference. So let's be clear about that.
Source, please.
I mean, I did a quick, just read, and then if you have any
define confrontational.
Yeah,
confronted by whom?
Query.
You know what's so funny? Instead of you guys taking the time to read, you immediately ask questions. Just read, and then we can talk.
Yeah, well, answer the question.
Were you talking to people who
Alan, go read
no matter what? You know what I mean? Instead of holding
We've been reading for the last 2 years.
Officers accountable
that I've read that you read
the way to execute. I'll respect.
Just read how to defend a pedophile.
I'll respect you if you like they got the title right. Obviously, and they got Trump in their profile photos. So obviously, they're down with that agenda. But I'll respect you more if you could say that I fucked up. You know what I mean? I fucked up. But
here's the thing: I don't need your respect.
I'm still.
I don't need your respect.
Agenda. So
that's the difference. You're looking for my respect.
It shows me that you.
I don't need your respect,
no matter what.
That's the difference between you and me.
I can't even respect you as a man. But
I repeatedly said that I think they fucked up, and it's unjustified. And I support Trump, and I'm glad he's supporting illegals.
By the way, wait. Okay, let me just answer Othello, because it can go both ways too. Because I find it hard to believe a little bit that most of the protests is not just against Trump, and not so much really caring about whether or not illegals are being deported. So, I would respect you more if you were honest about what you're protesting. That's where I was going with that. I don't believe that, white liberal people have such a concern for Somalis that they're willing to put their lives on the line and all this other garbage, when in reality they're just going after Orange Man, bad Trump. Let's be realistic about it.
I think the fact that they're willing to put their lives on the line, shows that they're not fucking around. They're not playing around, and they're not here to make crack jokes on Clubhouse. And they could easily hold on. They could easily be in the house chilling, dyeing their hair blue and doing whatever kind of liberal things that they want to do. But the fact that they are going out for a cause that really doesn't affect them now.
It's not a cause. The fact is the Democrats are a death cult. They're willing to sacrifice themselves for the sake of idolatry.
They hate Trump. I kind of missed my whole point. It wasn't for a cause. Hating Trump is not a cause. You see what I'm saying, Othello? Yeah, protesting deportation could be a cause, but just like hating a guy for the fucks of it or for the feels, really, is not what they're doing. I mean, it's what they're doing, but they're not doing what I'm saying about with the protesting of like actual deportation. I don't think. I mean, I really don't think this is really a big part of that.
I mean, that's one angle, but I think you've underestimated. Let me just say this real quick. The community in Minneapolis and Minnesota as a whole. I think you guys didn't even know what kind of mentalities that they had there. I didn't know, right? But now I'm hip to it, and I'm so proud.
They make me proud to be American.
And we're embarrassed
what you
as
saying,
Americans.
Doctor,
how
what you're
they're
saying
behaving.
though, I can't take you serious sometimes. Because look, in one instant, you're saying if they didn't go, the American citizens didn't go protest, right? If they didn't interfere with the ICE thing, that they wouldn't be dead. All right, that might be so. American citizens, let's just say, if they didn't interfere, they wouldn't get shot down and get killed. But it still doesn't change the fact that even during the Obama administration, when Americans didn't get killed, they were still killing some of the illegals in the detention centers, just like they're doing now. ICE agents are killing people, point blank. That is the proof that they intentionally, because we see so many deaths in both administrations, this is something they do systematic. Whenever they have the opportunity, the ICE agents to overstep their authority with lethal force, they do it.
Can I ask you a question, Resistance? Were you hold on. Resistance, were you just as offended when the illegals were killing Americans and have been killing Americans?
If anybody comes here illegal and they commit a crime, they should have been thrown out or executed.
That's not the question I asked. The Resistance, that's not the question I asked. As upset you are about ICE agents killing people, are you upset with illegals killing Americans?
Of course.
I have a question for either.
See, I believe it. Hold on. Being that he asked me like that, and unlike you, I believe in capital punishment. I believe if illegal came here and they killed or raped a woman or a man, or they kill anyone, I think they should have got the death penalty. But it's people like you who allowed them to come in anyway, the criminals, and you keep them here. And then your president, Mr. Donald Trump, he pardons them. He pardons the ones that he wants. The ones who commit the fraud for Medicaid fraud, the ones who bring in all the cocaine, he pardons them. I don't take this administration serious.
Wait, didn't they send the Israeli pedophiles back to Israel?
Yes, they do all the time, and then Alan Dershowitz represents them.
Yeah, so I have a question for either Resistance or Otello. It's hard to tell the two of you apart, but whoever it was who said, well, you could respect me more. Why is your respect of me, why should that be important to me or anybody else in the room or anyone else on the app when they're speaking? Why is the respect you give so important? And I'm wondering why you think you are that important, that your respect is that important.
I don't think that subject or that topic gets us anywhere. Let's move on, guys.
Yeah, it gets us everywhere because it's an important question.
For the record, I never said I would respect you because I definitely don't, and I never would. I'll slap
then
your
why
Jewish
should I
ass if
respect
could.
you? Why should I respect you?
We got people listening to us. Let's get to the
Yeah, we do have
I just
people
wanted to
listening.
say something.
And you started in on me right away, so this is part of the conversation.
Go do that yourself.
Who made you the person?
Alan, it's all good. Look.
Yeah, who made you the person?
Alan, if you have an issue with this, that's cool, bro.
No, the point is it's a bullshit leftist tactic that people like him always use to try and control the conversation. He's full of shit, and that's what it is. So fuck him.
You're focused on the individual now. That means you're
yeah, that's right, because this country is built on individuals. It was an individual.
Alan, go back to Epstein Island, Alan Dershowitz.
Well,
Alan, these guys have already been circuit court judges. They got elected. These guys are just retired judges, Alan. You're dealing with very demented people. Don't expect to get in any points with these people. They will forever be demented.
Do you believe in restorative justice?
Alan, just redact everything I said and keep going like nothing happened.
Of course they believe in made-up words like restorative justice. They believe in the words gay. They believe in the words trans.
Made a claim about because you did the whole what they call whataboutism type shit, right? About illegals killing American citizens. When did I frame whataboutism? Okay, so when you were speaking with Resistance about the whole thing about do you care? Okay, but in the context of you're asking that because that he supports illegals coming up here or whatever, right? But my thing is, though, like, but in illegals killing Americans, even though those people who do that are scum, is very low. And the criminality of so-called illegal,
very low. I could show you hundreds upon hundreds and even thousands of cases, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, this is a genocide. This is horrible."
Listen to this retarded burnt brain motherfucker. But my point is,
because you're delivering a powerful point, and that's what they do.
No, I mean, he's CIA. He's an intelligence agent, anyways. But Joe, but getting back to the joke,
finish your thought.
But it's real quick. So, with that being said, right, the statistics, American violence versus illegal immigrant American violence, the disparity is by far large. So, with that being said, with all the illegal immigrants and all this other stuff, how can we center on the negativity of them being over here, but then take away from the positivity that they bring over here when they bring in millions, possibly billions, put into the economy? So my thing is, with the whole illegal immigration thing, and mind you, with Republicans and conservatives, they're the ones that wanted this 5, 6 something decades ago.
All right, wrap it up.
So, with that being said, I'm wrapping up right now. With that being said, why are you sitting up here just focusing on the negative aspect that has no bearing statistically? That's not even that large.
Because they're not supposed to be. Why don't you ask Resistance the same question? He was focused on the negativity about the ICE agents. He claimed that they're murdering people. So I asked in the same sense, well, are you as upset about illegals killing Americans? And actually, when you compare it numbers-wise, illegals kill more Americans than ICE agents kill Americans. That's fair, right?
No, that's not. You know why that's a lie?
That's very
because
true.
more Americans kill Americans more than illegals. And ICE agents are Americans.
Illegal aliens kill more Americans than ICE agents have ever killed Americans.
No, they don't. Americans kill more Americans than anyone else.
Americans kill more. That doesn't even make any fucking sense. Americans
makes
kill
a
more
fucking
Americans
lot of
than
sense.
anyone else.
American citizens are the ones who have the higher percentage of killing other.
Yeah, that's projection Resistance, because you have assaulted people in the streets and you are a violent person. So accept what he's saying. That's Resistance projecting.
Yes, exactly.
No, what I'm doing is speaking of facts.
I get to finish my
More Americans are the ones who kill other Americans higher than anyone.
Just moving the goalposts.
Not illegal.
Let Joe go. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, so to finish the thought with the point that I don't know how to, Ray, I'm just going to call you Ray.
Ray!
But the point Ray made, look, by the statistics, 100% of all illegals are criminals. It is a crime to enter our country illegally. 100% of them are criminals.
No, they're not, because entering the country illegal for the first time is a misdemeanor. Sorry, John. Yes, it is, you idiot. Yes, it is, you idiot.
It's civil.
So even with a misdemeanor, that still makes you a criminal. If I was to concede your point,
no, it does not.
Yes,
I had this conversation earlier.
So let's be clear about this. Hold on. I'm still talking. So I need to educate the stage right now. Look, if you overstay your visa, that is not in the same sense as crossing the border illegally. So Resistance, you just said crossing the border, and I agree, crossing the border is illegal. Regardless, if you think it's just, you're going to minimize it by saying it's a misdemeanor, it's still a crime, and 100% of them are criminals.
Alan, really quick, because I had this conversation earlier and somebody mentioned asylum. How does that play into effect with the illegal part?
Who are you asking the question to?
Let me ask Google for you. Hey, Google, what does asylum mean, and how does that play into illegal aliens and ICE operations? Hello?
I said the same thing that you said. They're all illegals. And then somebody responded to me by saying, if they cross the border and they, they're telling that they're seeking asylum, then they go into the process of
waiting to be a citizen and applying and that whole bullshit. So how does that play into them crossing the border? Does that mean they're illegal? Or if they cross the border and they're seeking asylum, they make it across the border, does that mean that they're in...
What's your legal status? That would be how to quickly ask the question. What's your legal status?
Yeah, I mean, that whole asylum.
The definition of asylum itself means they're not illegal because America's allowing them to come here. Correct. That's what he was telling me.
Yeah, I think he asked me the question.
And I think I don't
asylum
care,
used
Mr.
to be
Dershowitz.
a legitimate claim that people made. It no longer is. The Biden administration weaponized that, and that's how everybody came across saying they were seeking asylum. But I just looked it up.
They had the Border Patrol app. You could claim asylum right on our own government app.
$97 billion to the economy. Okay? However, depending on who you ask, they're costing the government anywhere from $150 billion to $450 billion per year. So they are sucking the life out of this country. And if you look at Chicago, literally they have, there's a bill of over $600 million that Chicago per year that is costing them. And the Chicago mayor, first they were going to raise property taxes. That got shut down. Then they were going to tax the rich. That got shot down. So they've raised taxes on like Uber rides and shopping.
No, they did the property tax raise. They snuck it in a different way through the Board of Public Schools.
Is mostly black people in Chicago. And we've got the good house servants of the Democrats in this room still shilling for the Democrats. I'm just wondering how many times they have to get fucked up the ass before they realize that the Democratic Party is not their friend. The other point I'd like to make, though, is the data about, immigrants commit less crime. That's old data. That was like 20 years ago when it was just Mexicans coming across the border. But during the Biden administration, there was a sharp increase in crimes committed by illegals at the border. That was seen. So they commit less crimes. Well, yeah, generally speaking, because they know if they get arrested and they're not in a quote sanctuary state, that their ass is going back to their country. Of course they commit less crimes. But the bottom line is this: if you don't wait your turn, you're an illegal fuck, and we're going to send you back. Now, would you like to hear the current polling on ICE? Because the majority of Americans, let me see, today more Americans support than oppose abolishing ICE. That's one thing. More Americans support. All right, there's that. About half Americans strongly disapprove. If you look at the numbers, there's surprise, 83% of Democrats oppose. Then you've got independents, 54% oppose. On the Republicans, you got 51. Majority say the tactics are too forceful. And right now they're saying they don't feel the shooting of the guy was justified. I think as more information comes out, we're going to see that number change.
Like I said, the American people have spoken. No one cares flies.
No, they haven't spoken.
They have spoken.
All the
American people have spoken.
Have they?
Hey, Alan, real quick, I got a question for you.
George Floyd was hooked on fentanyl and took a fatal dose. Well, then people's opinion.
He wasn't hooked on no fentanyl, you disgusting pig. You're hooked on your boy's drawers.
Alan,
did that change?
Alan, I got a question for you, man. So, how do you feel about ICE agents going around arresting legal citizens of America?
When is that happening?
Wait.
Yeah,
specifically, Alan, listen. I promise you, it'll take me 10 seconds. arresting legally recognized people of the First Nations, like the Sioux Indians. All right, they're going out here in Issaquah, where Issaquah is known to have, up here in Washington, is known in Walla Walla, Issaquah are known for having Native Americans up here, right? In those areas, reservations, and they're going. Why?
You said 10 seconds. You're at 35 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the thing, though. Why are they arresting Native Americans, Alan?
What Native Americans are you talking about?
There's Sioux Indians getting arrested. There's Apaches getting arrested.
Apache, Navajo, Oglala.
Yeah, because I'm looking it up. And
Chippewa Cree.
Has ICE arrested legal immigrants? No.
Safety for the Redskins got arrested.
Yeah. There was, I'm sorry, there was a 5-year-old taken into custody. That was the case.
You're not answering the question, Alan.
That was thing. Yeah.
You're not answering the question. Are your hearing aids working, Ellen?
Arresting legal immigrants.
Are your hearing aids working?
No. Indigenous people are not immigrants. People that are recognized by the federal government as the first people of the land are not immigrants.
Native American.
Alan, we're telling you what's happening. You don't have to research.
Yeah, I do, because every time I'm on stage, everybody says,
"Have you taken your medication today?"
Hello. Can I read this real quick so I can just debunk him? Because once again, he thinks he knows things, but he don't even know the information. So here we go. Congress has congressional.
I'm confirming what you said.
I don't need you to confirm because you don't know.
Yeah, you do. Because
over 170 American citizens have been detained and put into detention.
Native Americans. There have been no American citizens that have been arrested.
Okay, so can I read this, please? Thank you.
Sure, you can.
Congressional.
Americans are American citizens.
Hold on, no, we're not talking about Native. I'm talking about just Americans, and forget about that. We're not going to give him that. I know that, but we're not giving him that. I'm just going off about the facts that he don't know. Now listen, congressional investigation figures a U.S. Senate jury committed inquiries led by Senator Dick Durbin documented that in the first 9 months of Trump's intensified immigration enforcement, at least 170 U.S. citizens were wrongfully detained by federal immigration agents, some held without contact with attorney or family. The number that includes both ICE and Custom and Border Protection CBP actions and reflect investigation findings rather than an official ICE account. So once again, hundreds of Americans have been illegally detained and put in detentions by ICE, sir. Wake up, Dershowitz. Wake up.
Okay, so to that, I would respond, how do I feel? Let me answer that question. Let's see, how many people have been arrested by ICE? So let's see. The number of new record high surpassing 70,000 people. So if you have 70,000 people, let's see, 150, how many people did you say?
170.
170 divided by 71, 3 equals, so they have an error rate of 0.24%.
Which is terrible.
Which is insignificant. That's very significant.
Trump's let Minnesota do its thing to show the rest of the country how bad it really is. And then we're going to clean it up. But once California pops up, which is 44 million people the size of Canada, when that gets exposed, and then you have to think to yourself, why was Gavin Newsom in Davos last week? Well, he was the only governor, right, that we saw, right? He's part of the operation. That's it. He's part of the takeover operation. They want to try to take our country over. They poison us shit and do all the stuff that they do to try to do to us to make exactly what they've been trying to do. And the shift is coming, guys. When that shift hits, y'all be ready. It's already happened. Look at gold and silver. Shit, silver went up 15% today. I mean, good Lord, wait till XRP and XLM and all the crypto hits. It's going to be historic. It's the only way I can say it. And this Federal Reserve shit is done. They might be there, but they're going to be a very small contributor to the overall greater good, in my personal opinion. All right, Patriot, thanks, man. I'm going to shut up.
Hey, you can open your mouth. Hey, good to see you too, Mr. Silent. You can open your mouth anytime in here, man. I don't give a damn. Pause. Pause. No, I didn't mean to say that. Pause. I mean, you can go and talk anytime you want to. Go ahead, Scorpio, Dr. James, and then is that the same John I be getting into? Let me see. Is that bad John or is that the good John?
Yeah, this is the good John, but I'm calling you out for your vaccine position. And Kennedy today said he can't get Congress or the Senate to stop poisoning us with mRNA vaccines.
Is that bad John or is that the good John? I think.
Yeah, this is the good John, but I'm calling you out for your vaccine position. And Kennedy today said he can't get Congress or the Senate.
Bye, Felicia. Go ahead, Scorpio. God damn it. He always creep up here.
So, I don't know who invited Alpha, but I'm so happy he doesn't have the power to mute me. I think that these rioters are more dangerous than we believe. Like, if you just think about it, some of them are throwing bricks at the heads of these border agents or ICE agents. And James O'Keefe's team was literally, they threatened his life to leave. I don't know if you saw that, Patriot. I could play that video if you like. But I think this is, Antifa definitely is involved. We have to stop saying that they're just leftists protesting. If you put your life on the line, you're more involved, in my opinion. And I also believe the people that are dying, their families, they're definitely getting paid out, because what is the incentive?
Do they carry special IDs though? Does natives have a special ID that says?
Yeah, they have a card.
Tribal IDs. The problem is the ICE people, they're fucking playing a game. They're saying that, the tribal ID, we don't know if that's real or not, which is bullshit because listen to this. I can take out my tribal ID at a fucking airport and use it as a passport. So how are you gonna, it doesn't make sense. They're playing a game.
Not as a passport, as identification.
Yes,
you can't
as a passport. I can go to
France.
And do people Native Americans, do they travel in other areas of the United States? Or are they just staying in one location?
You know that. I think everybody knows that. Majority of Native Americans do not live on reservations.
Okay, so you're going to be subject to the same things that the rest of us are, like encountering the
when
police.
You're federally recognized as a tribal citizen.
Are the police able to arrest tribal peoples?
She's got special private privileges that only Native Americans get, Alan. Don't you know she's got special shit like casinos to deal with?
To you.
Okay, Alan, when you are a federally recognized person with sovereignty in the United States, no, it's not the same. You're not subjected to immigration enforcement, right? Why are they federally recognized by the United States? They're the only people who aren't immigrants. Wow. So why the fuck are they in immigration detention right now?
Because if you are living in the United States, there are times when you will come across all forms of law enforcement, and there may be times when you are wrongfully arrested. It happens. Again, I'm trying to find out what the numbers are, because my guess is it still specific comprehensive data qualifying the total number of Native Americans wrongfully arrested does not exist. So there you go. So
no, that's not true. That's literally not true.
That's not in the article.
So here's the thing.
You can be arrested just like everybody else. Get over it.
No, you cannot be subjected
Alan,
to
you can be
if you're not on a reservation, yes, you can. If you're not on a reservation, yes, you can. Like,
no, you cannot.
Then how do they know that you are a federally recognized member of a tribe unless they stop you?
You have a tribal ID.
So, but they have to ask you for it, right?
Okay, and when you give it to them, they should not throw you in a detention center. Hello?
But that's not what you said. You said...
Hello?
Oh, no, the guy said that... No, he said you are subjected... He said if you're if you are not on a reservation, he said if you are not... I don't think you understand what you're saying.
I don't think you
don't understand what you're saying. I do understand the 14th Amendment.
No, you clearly don't. Because you should not be arguing with me.
I will throw you an olive tree. I will, if they are going on to tribal lands.
They are.
Okay, now, then that could be a problem. However, if you as tribal people are harboring illegal immigrants, then you got a problem. Now you're breaking the law, and they will go.
Alan, they don't do that on the reservations.
They will go,
Alan, have you been on the reservations? Have you been on the reservations? Have you ever been around anybody from the reservations? They don't do that shit.
They don't do what shit.
Here's what
That's a fact. They don't know the law. They don't understand.
How do you know, Ray? How do you know they're not doing that?
Because they don't first and foremost, Joe.
Well, we need to check to make sure.
They don't fuck.
I know because I be on the reservation.
They don't
like you, Joe. You're a
on
white supremacist. Yeah, you're a white supremacist. You never been on the reservation.
So you're the reservation.
Just like Alan, they don't let pedophiles on the reservation.
Hold on. So you're supposed to trust me, bro, right? Trust me, bro. I go to all the reservations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
So as far as what I've seen on the West Coast, they don't fuck.
Resistance.
Apologize. Shut up for you.
No, Alan Dershowitz. No, Alan Dershowitz.
Yeah, apologize.
Alan, before I shut up, like you want me. Wait. Who needs to apologize for what, Alan?
He keeps calling me a pedophile.
He called a pedophile.
No, I call Alan Dershowitz a pedophile. I didn't call you a pedophile.
Okay, let's be nice.
No, you're calling me a pedophile.
Yeah, let's not do that.
And you know it.
Guys. Let's keep going.
The fact she said I don't know about the 14th Amendment, it was created for my people, lady. I think that's pretty interesting that you'd make that statement.
Okay, so look, Alan. So, and mind you, this is one of 3 or 4 news articles you can go look up from 4 or 3 different situations. But yeah, this is CBS, but there was multiple news stations that cover this. So 4 members of Oglala Sioux tribe detained by ICE in Minneapolis, president says. All right, so you can go look at that specific article that I just posted in the chat. And mind you, they were federally recognized. They already knew that they were, right? For whatever fucking reason, they still detained them. Now my point is that, Alan, when you have these conversations or even hint that these people are hiding illegal immigrants, they don't do that on the reservations. They don't go around hiding people.
Okay, Ray, but did you hear when the conditional word "if"? When I said that, I said to Coco that if ICE agents are going onto tribal lands, yes, that is illegal. They should not do that. I also said if they were hiding illegals, then that would give ICE agents the authority to go on lands. But the last thing I'll say is that if, again, conditional, if they are going off tribal lands, which as we all know, they don't just sit on tribal lands all day long. Okay, that's, I understand the silliness of saying that. But if you are interacting in the United States, you will at some point possibly come across some form of law enforcement. That's not an unreasonable thing to think. Now, if it was like thousands and thousands of Native Americans are being detained by ICE, then yeah, I would see the point in that, and that would be it. But even, I think it was Resistance said, then we've got 175 people wrongfully detained by ICE out of the 70,000 that they have detained and arrested. It's an insignificant number, and I would suggest, Coco, that
it's very significant. There shouldn't be a reason why they ever detain an American.
Hey, Resistance, you know
If you don't give your ID, they will.
They did that, but again, you're going to get some errors as in anything, and that it's still a pretty good record.
Okay,
terrible record. Terrible.
Regardless, I just want to correct like misinformation, because you probably haven't read the Citizenship Act of 1924, which made Native Americans also U.S. citizens as well.
But that's not what you said. You said the 14th Amendment. You said the 14th Amendment. But you said the 14th Amendment. No, you shut up. You were wrong. You were wrong and you're a liar.
14th Amendment.
You're wrong, you're a liar.
The 14th Amendment.
You're wrong and you were a liar.
Listen, you little bitch. Why don't you just read us the fucking amendment if you're going to keep saying it, you little bitch?
I'm trying to, but this dumb bitch who doesn't know the 14th Amendment keeps coming off.
So you guys are going to let that white cracker call her bitch, really?
Wait, he did?
Under the 14th Amendment.
They don't worry about that.
She just called a black lady a bitch. Who are you caping for?
First of all,
ooh, yeah, open those ears. When a bitch call a bitch and another guy calls a bitch, well, that's a lot of bitches.
Don't worry about the FBI. Your scam of Congress run that you had. Let's worry about that.
Yeah, scam on my Congress run. Rayabia, you had to get bus footage because you molested 2 girls on a bus. You're lucky you ain't in jail. Instead, you on Clown House spreading your misinformation, fatty.
Because if that actually happened, don't you think I'd be in jail? You stupid.
I don't know. Tell everybody about it. You told me the story. I got it on record. Why don't you tell everybody your version of the story?
Anyways, as soon as you tell us the story about how you molested your daughter, Election.
Okay, under the...
Ooh, that's projection. I don't have any kids. That's disgusting, Resistance. I'm so sorry for your daughter.
Are we done with retard hour?
Did you just make fun of retards, you little bitch?
That's your mother. Why don't you go back on live with your balls out in your 1,500 phones? Anyways, what I was saying was... Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're on tribal land or not. Under the Citizenship Act, Alan, it's not supposed to happen whatsoever. So there's that. And for the room.
What's to happen?
I thought she was reading language from a bill.
Yeah, Coco, what is not supposed to happen? You didn't.
Native Americans are not supposed to be subjected to ICE.
Yeah, but they can be asked questions. And if they don't have their
being subject to means being under the authority of, and no, they cannot.
Yes, they
I mean, like, why? What do they have to do? They're going to be detained and sent back somewhere? Where are they going to be sent to?
Wait.
So actually, what's happening is people are being detained that are federally recognized tribal members, and that's the
Exactly, Coco. Exactly.
Not being arrested.
Knows you a minute. They cannot touch you.
Hold on, Rambo. Can we agree that detainment is not being arrested, right?
Or deported. So no, they were detained and they were brought to a facility, Joe. Joe, they were detained in a facility.
Okay, under what
typically what happens when you're detained.
I asked Mr. Google.
What's the point? Where are they going to send them to?
Coco,
they're still being held. There's still 3 members of Lakota that are being held.
Joe,
we have to cross-reference to make sure they're citizens.
Okay, under
But when your community comes out,
Joe, Coco, I got
When your-
that for you.
oh
Under
my God.
what?
When your community comes
I
out,
asked Mr.
why are
Google,
you guys all coming off mic at once? Holy shit.
Because you're talking in circles about something no one is saying. You're saying,
oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, that's why.
ladies,
That's exactly why. That's
Joe, I
exactly
have
why.
the final answer.
I did bring it up.
Okay, you're a dumbass. You're the one that don't understand.
What if a Mexican guy just says, "Hey, I'm a Native American"? What do they do?
Native Americans should be deported.
Beaver, somebody in the mod. I asked Mr. Google, under what conditions can federal officers go onto tribal lands? Federal officers may enter tribal lands to investigate major crimes under the Major Crimes Act. Key conditions: criminal investigations, federal law enforcement. For example, ICE Border Patrol. Federal agents can enter to enforce federal laws such as immigration, but they must comply with constitutional standards. Just as one thing, public law 280, PL 280 in certain states, PL 280 transferred some federal jurisdiction to state law enforcement, but does not fully abolish federal authorities, right of way, etc., etc., etc. So thank you very much. Sorry, but number one, yes, tribal lands are private lands, but just like any other private property that we give as a country, federal and local law enforcement certain rights to enter our property under certain condition. And ICE is one of those ones. So sorry.
That's incorrect. That's incorrect. That's literally incorrect.
Clearly you're incorrect, lady, and you're a $5 Indian.
What did you just read from?
You're a $5 Indian.
What did you just read from, Alan?
Native Americans should be deported.
Under Google,
And
I looked up under what conditions can federal officers go onto tribal lands? That's the question I asked.
Okay, so AI just lied to you. Great.
No, they didn't. That is absolutely true.
I'm literally not talking.
I know, but you're getting on my nerves because you're a liar. I don't know enough. Don't know enough to have the conversation, lady.
Oh, but I do.
You don't.
Okay, can you put her down?
You really don't, which is why you're wrong.
Peace out.
AI is always right.
All right, let's just let Coco explain so I can move on. Let her explain.
Indian Citizenship Act, that is incorrect. You literally just need to go and read that. And trust me, it's fine. Like, AI lies sometimes. I've had to program my AI before because...
We don't care. Get to your point and get off.
Just you liberal cook.
Please continue. She was moved.
Anyways, yeah. So, I mean, AI does not trump federal law. Sorry. Too bad. So sad. And it doesn't trump the 14th Amendment either. So...
Listen, Native Americans should be deported.
You can literally look up the 1924 Indian Citizenship Act yourself right now, and you will see everything that I'm saying is completely correct.
You're lying, and you Native Americans should be
that's
deported.
the guy who wants to deport me. Great.
Yeah.
But what?
Yeah, wonderful.
But what?
I hope you get off of my land. I actually hope ICE comes for you in particular, Malachi.
This belongs to white Europe.
Yeah.
Look, hold on.
And you're obviously a black
we
guy.
have to go this round again because Coco continues to lie. So you're continuing to decide. Hold on.
Oh my God,
you're continuing to decide. I'm talking now. We sat here patiently letting you lie to the stage.
Wow.
So yes, you're citing a law from 1924.
Really? You guys are gonna sit here and lie right now?
That's
crazy.
Native deserve to die in this country.
Coco, can you control your emotions, please?
Look, the Major Crimes Act of 1885 and General Crimes Act of 1817 provide federal criminal jurisdiction over Indian country. Period. These laws do apply. Y'all take federal money. You don't think we have strings attached to it? Get the fuck out of here. If there's a crime been committed, we do investigate it on tribal land. You don't have some superpower because you're a Native American.
Yeah, in addition, I then asked
between a murder crime and a drug crime and immigration. The people who investigate, no, I'm responding. Because you just called me a liar and you just misrepresented everything. No, there's a difference between the DA, and immigration enforcement.
ICE is part of
there it is. That was the dumbest shit you could have said to call me a motherfucking liar. You're dumb. You're ignorant. You have no idea what the fuck
you lost your emotions now.
No, I don't care because you just sat here and called me a liar.
I'm not going to argue with the woman.
You're lying. You're lying. You think that immigration and drug enforcement is the same thing? Really? Do you really think the federal officers that investigate drug crimes are not immigration officers? The federal officers that investigate murders are not immigration officers.
It won't sound as much of a lie, right?
So if you go and read the 1924 Act, right? Because I know a lot of you guys don't know how to read.
So why don't you just read it already?
Or have a great comprehension skills. You will see that you look dumb as fuck, and you just like.
Okay, let's go back to the title.
You just lied.
Okay.
Did Native Americans become citizens in what year?
Let's go back to the title, y'all.
We're obviously not going to agree with all these different things. So go ahead. Let's get back a little bit on subject here.
Let's get it. Okay, I love the title. I just read it. Stop interfering with ICE operations equals staying alive. Okay. So for those who want to be stupid and abuse their First Amendment, I advise you to leave your Second Amendment at home, okay? And if you want to bother ICE, do it without your car or a gun on your person. Try that and see what happens, stupid ass motherfuckers. Dumb ass nigga.
Yeah, it's FAFO number 2. You can expect maybe FAFO number 3. There will be a Karen tomorrow who will lash out in anger and possibly get themselves killed. When you FAFO with guns, you can die, ladies and gentlemen. It happens.
You said what, election?
I said, when you FAFO around with people who have guns and are trained for combat and they're trying to enforce legal operations of an insurgency of illegal aliens that have invaded our country, you will FAFO yourself.
FAFO for sure. Yes, and that's exactly what happened. Next time you want to impede, leave your weapons at home. Do not use your car as a weapon. If you need a reminder, go log on to X and scroll and type in dumbass libertard lady in Minnesota and type in stupid nurse man in fucking Minnesota, and they're both dead as fuck because they both wanted to impede, not as a normal, not just using their First Amendment, they're using cars and they're using guns. Not they're using guns, but they have guns on their persons, and they're not even alerting everybody to have guns on their persons.
I mean, 2 people died removing tens of thousands of illegal aliens, but literally 3,000 babies are killed a day. 3,000 American babies are killed by abortions every single day. The selective outrage is so repulsive. You can tell there's no ethics, morals, or virtues amongst anyone, even on Clown House. Everyone is weak and pathetic. We don't enforce our laws. We've been overrun. We've been at war for 25 years. We're $39 trillion in debt, and nobody here has any fucking balls but Alan. I salute you, Alan.
Thank you, election.
Yeah, very nice.
Alan, you don't get many compliments, so that's we gotta take that into consideration, don't we? Where are we going with this?
There's nowhere to go. There's not a speck of dust out of place in the world. If you FAFO, you can go straight to heaven. That's the Trump policy. FAFO, 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 straight to heaven.
Yeah, well, did Coco leave or did she get moved down?
Just
Because
Fafo straight to
further
heaven.
investigation shows that what we're arguing about is exactly what's being argued now. Yes, the 24 Act granted U.S. citizenship to all Native Americans. So by the virtue of the fact that they are Native, they are not subject to ICE. However, as U.S. citizens, as I argued, as U.S. citizens, if you run across an ICE officer, you can be detained by them and asked to show proof of citizenship. Now, if they see that you're a Native American, that's just as good as being any other American. But they're not immune from being profiled. And that's the problem. The tribal leaders are saying, oh, ICE is racially profiling us and going after us. No, I suspect they see somebody and they're suspicious. And so they're going up to that person and asking questions. And maybe that person doesn't have an ID, so they get detained, which just, emphasizes the point, don't go anywhere without your ID.
Yeah, I didn't move Coco. I don't think we were with it either, so I think she left. She left on her own, yeah.
Well, yeah, I know she left, but just in case she comes back.
Hopefully she comes back with her emotions under control.
Belly Master, do you want to speak?
Yeah, I want to say that it's a sad time in our history when the conservatives, the political right in our country has found a price for stomping on the Constitution, and that price is the amount of $50,000 sign-on bonus. $50,000 sign-on bonus is all that it took for the conservative right in our country. John Kitover is right. The weak political right to stomp all over the Constitution. $50,000 sign-on bonus by yeah.
Can you give an example of what you mean?
Sure. So,
if you're not rich, then you might as well
I'm
go to
not sure
law
if you guys
school,
are aware,
because the lawyers
but
control the
ICE
racket,
has
half the people are
increased,
Christians.
our federal government increased ICE agents in 2024, there was about 7,000 ICE agents. In the last year, this was a press release given by ICE in the beginning of January of this year, that they had increased the historic amount of manpower, 120%, going from 7,000 to 10,000 ICE agents up to 22,000. And if you go and you look at the usajobs.gov website, you find that they were wonderfully outlining how basically all you got to do is know how to read and write, and we already know how poor the conservatives are, okay, of America, and because the liberals are just as poor too, okay, we're likely poor because of liberal policy. I'm getting there. The violation, well, I'm explaining how it happened first. So it happened because weak conservatives who have been weakened by political left tyranny through legislation, who have no savings, living paycheck to paycheck, they sold out for $50K. So the left is getting what they set up. The political right has sold us out for $50K sign-on bonus and an $80,000 a year paycheck. And how, where, how, why, what, when? I'm pretty sure. I mean, just look at it, okay? The quota. Look what's happening. It's not not a coincidence. Oh, we're so upset. The left is projecting. It's not really a thing. This isn't really something that's happening. It's just they're mad at Trump. Well, I mean, when you go from having a quota of 1,200 to 1,500 immigrants, as your quota as an ICE agent.
I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm just like, can you get to the violation of the Constitution?
Yeah, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, suspension of habeas corpus, no due process. I mean, it's all over. Congressional material says it. They show it. We've had U.S. citizens held in detention centers, somewhere upward of 3.5 years. U.S. citizens. We are having people no due process. We're having people not able to petition their governments to have their day in court before a judge. They're just being shipped out. We're having people. Homes infiltrated. We're having kids taken out of schools. Okay, I think the little 5-year-old boy, he was like, I don't know, among a series of children that are just yeeted out of the elementary school system because they're just such a danger to society. These little children.
Well, and I would say drastic times call for drastic measures, and when you let in 20 million immigrants come in through a Biden administration or 10, whatever it was, then you got to do something. We can't just sit there and do nothing. It could be.
Well, I'm saying there was a price, and it was $50,000. That's all. It was $50,000. The conservative poor needs to get paid because the Republicans are dumb, poor, blind because of the liberal policies. So they're just paying it back. And they said, you know what? Fuck the Constitution. Sorry, we're going to have a little bit of stomping on the Constitution. Don't tread on me is no longer a thing. Let's rewrite the flag. Don't tread on me. But if you're going to tread on me, well, then I'm going to tread right back on you. So 2 wrongs make a right. In this particular instance, and all it took was $50K.
But we're treading on illegals.
No, this is literally, I'm explaining U.S. citizenry. I'm literally saying that these are U.S. citizens that are being violated. Okay, U.S. citizens.
They need to be compensated. They will need to be compensated if they had been treaded on, but unfortunately that's going to happen. So it's worth the squeeze, in my opinion, because we have to do something about illegals because the dumbass libtards let it happen. Because they want their vote.
Exactly. And $50K is all that it took. Tell me what? Guess what? You're going to tell me that I'm going to have a $50,000 paycheck? Yeah, sure. I'll go out and stomp on people's constitutional rights too. Right? Yeah, no problem.
Beaver, could I respond? Bima.
I'll make that quota get met.
No, okay. Do you support your brown, Hispanic, and Latinx people? Do you support them?
I support human beings.
Okay, but do you support Latinos and their efforts to oppose, to get a better life and to come out from underneath the oppression that they have experienced in the United States?
I support all peaceful human beings.
Okay, because I just looked it up. Approximately, even though they only make up 8% of the overall federal workforce, the Latinos only make up 8% of the overall federal workforce. They're approximately 30% of all ICE agents are Latinos, and 50% of all Border Patrol agents are Latinos. And most of it because it's a stable, well-paying career with benefits. So that $50,000 is actually going to help elevate a minority oppressed racial group here in the United States. So I think that we should all, especially Black people and everyone here in this room, if you support your what's the term I'm looking for? Your brown-skinned brothers and sisters who are trying to fight against the white crackers that are oppressing them, then you need to support ICE. Because those ICE agents, the ones on the border, 50% of them are the oppressed Latino people.
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Do you think that if a people is oppressed, that by being oppressed, they then should have whichever way that they then should be able to oppress other human beings that haven't oppressed them, but they've been oppressed, right? And so that's one issue. But then because they've been oppressed, they get to go oppress other people. So if I punch you in the face, I punch Alan in the face because I think he's a statist bootlicking bitch. You get to go and say, you know what? I'm going to go punch Beaver in the face. Okay? Because I got punched in the face. That's the argument you're making, fool.
Actually, Bima, you're the one who's characterizing border enforcement and deportations as being punched in the face. I characterize it as upholding the law. And I think if Latinos who know very well the risks and the politics of illegal immigration, I think what's happened is that they understand that the immigration that happened under Biden was wrong and that it actually affects their community.
The The God of wisdom is in my heart. My tongue is a sanctuary of truth, and a guard sitteth upon my lips. My word is accomplished every day, and the desire of my heart realizes itself as that of the tar when he created his works. I am eternal, therefore all things are as my designs, therefore do all things obey my word. Therefore do thou come forth unto me from thine abode in the silence, unutterable wisdom, or light, or power. So, Hermes, Mercury, Odin, why whatever name I call thee, thou art still nameless to eternity. Come thou forth, I say, with aid and guard me in this work of art. Thou, star of the east, that didst conduct the Magi, thou art the same all present in heaven and in hell. Thou that vibratest between the light and the darkness, rising, descending, changing ever, yet ever the same. The sun is thy father, thy mother the moon. The wind hath borne thee in its bosom, and earth hath ever nourished the changeless bodies of light. Come thou forth, I say, come thou forth, and make all spirits subject unto thee, so that every spirit of the whirlwind and of the ether, upon the earth and under the earth, on dry land and in the water, of burning air and of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God the Last One may be obedient unto thee.
Take a look. As low as $22 a month for car insurance. Your insurance company doesn't want you to see this, but I'm going to show you anyway.
A bunch of people who don't have any morals, who don't give a shit about society, and it's coming back to biting them in the ass. So yeah, stand back. Let the whites deal with the mess that they fucking created. Absolutely 110%. And damn right, I was there defending George Floyd and defending fucking all of them. I just even fucking the people, even what's his name, Leonard. Situations where nobody else was. Yeah, even when fucking black people don't support them, I'm still fucking there with the principals saying, hey, look, this is a fucking violation. Okay, so yeah, we could talk about that. I agree with you. Okay,
but do you see how that's a contradiction?
Where's the contradiction?
It's a contradiction.
Hold on. Go ahead. So there's no fucking contradiction on my side, and I'll tell you.
It is. I'm telling you why.
Well, I'll tell you. Well, okay, you tell me first. Go ahead.
Okay, it's a contradiction because you're going out saying Black Lives Matter, right? If these Black Lives Matter, why doesn't it matter when it's all these undocumented people in our community? Our quality of life as Black people fucking matter. That's why. So you can't go out. Hold on. So you can't go out. I'm gonna help you understand, right? You can't just say Black Lives Matter in terms of black men unarmed should not be killed by police. Okay, cool, great. But their quality of life as Black people does matter. So you can't protest the police and saying Black Lives Matter, but then you champion undocumented people living in Black communities and taking them over politically. Have you heard of Nuri Martinez and LA City Council? Right. A group of Latino city council members in a secret meeting conspiring to undo Black political power in Los Angeles. right? But this is the stuff y'all champion for, and y'all don't even see the inconsistencies because they don't live in y'all community. They live in ours. But when it's convenient for you, you come out and say Black Lives Matter. And I wasn't talking about everyday protesters. I was talking about elected officials and making these statements and these statements that they're saying in regards to ICE and how they sound completely different from the statements when Black men are killed unarmed, right? They're completely different conversations. They're completely different statements. I'm talking about, but you also cannot commend our community protests and say Black Lives Matter and I support Black folks and I'm an ally, but you will support undocumented people living in Black spaces and pushing us out and helping gentrify, as well as negatively economically impact the Black people who live there.
Don't forget the Black people that can't get a bed in a shelter because those shelters have been taken up by illegal alien invaders.
Moderator. Cameron, this is a new angle that I'm hearing. Okay, first of all, so you're saying that Latinos, undocumented, are coming in and they're pushing out. They're harming Black communities.
Yeah, have you heard of South LA fire bombings? There was Latinos in the 90s firebombing and the early 2000s, right? Firebombing Black folks out of the community because they wanted to have a predominantly Latino community. Y'all just got here and moved in onto our spaces.
Hello?
People's homes. But y'all don't care about that history, nor do y'all even know.
Bima's just a virtue signaler. She's got a great big heart, but she can't face reality. She's not a patriot for we the people. She's a point of order moderator. This is an echo chamber now.
Point of order moderator. That's it. Point of order moderator. Okay. Well, listen. This is going to get a little choppy here, right? And if you could hate me, okay, because just join the club. There is there's a fucking fine line, okay, of what I support in political discourse with human beings. Okay, so first of all, individuals commit crimes. Okay, people. I don't believe in collectivist mentality. That's the first thing. A bunch of individuals who had poorly. I don't say that. I never bring up. Oh well, Black people. You know the right.
Point of order, moderator. Point of order. When you say you don't support collectivism, this room is a collectivist effort. I hate to break the bad news to you, but you're doing collectivism.
You're doing the same thing to ICE. You're not saying that one officer killed a man the other day. You're saying all of ICE is doing all of this.
No. I'm talking. Okay. That's a different. This is different.
It's not.
It's a big different.
It's not.
I'll explain.
The collectivism applies on both sides.
I'll explain why that's a difference. It doesn't matter if they're ICE or they're not ICE. It all comes down to human beings, right? We're first human beings. We're born here as individuals. We have the right to life, liberty, property, and happiness. Okay, right? So if you want to congregate peacefully, okay, this whole Latinos pushing Black people out of communities, you know what? Yeah, I haven't heard about it, and especially if they're illegals and they're legals, if they're coming here and they're committing crimes, actually harming other people, yeah, I wish that I heard about it, and I wish I'd hear about it today. Hold on, wait a second. I have not heard about that. I have not heard about that. That's the first thing I've never heard about this, but this is the thing. It's because it's individuals. So those individuals need to be dealt with specifically. That doesn't make the whole entire collective, right, of individuals that are going, exploring, and obtaining their own life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, right? And I think one weakness in the Black community is the victimist mentality of, oh, do you know what? We gentrification or whatever. No, listen, it's a fine line. If people are going to buy property, if they're going to transact peacefully, right, with peaceful people, okay, and they're going to buy things, listen, I don't want to. I don't want to placate that. You're gonna go. You're gonna work. You're gonna buy your own peaceful property, and that's fine. Where I have a problem are where there's things where there's government force that are harming peaceful people and individuals. Okay, and a lot of our problems don't come from our citizenry as individuals. It comes from the force of the government. We're over here like fools fighting each other as the system intended. Okay, when really it's the government that's causing all this. It's the ruling elite that are enjoying sitting back and loving this. They're loving this. And you know what they do? They feed the systems with money, with our money. They take our money. First of all, it's stolen from us, okay, without explicit consent. But we're taught, trained, and indoctrinated to believe that there's some sort of explicit consent and there's some stupid thing called a social contract. Okay, yeah, my fat ass. Okay, in contract theory, you have to sign a contract. In contract theory, you have to have an exit clause. Okay, when you no longer consent. That's what peaceful human beings do. But that's not what United States society does.
So where's our exit clause when we don't want to participate in the undocumented people being?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I've been fighting for.
Where's that? I'm saying, as a Black person who lives in a Black community, where's our exit clause? Saying we no longer want to participate in this. Because you made a point about people peacefully having peaceful transactions or whatever, but you can't buy property when there are no jobs, and or when the people around would rather hire the cheaper labor, i.e. undocumented immigrants, than Black citizens, right? That's economic lockout. Y'all don't pay attention to the after effects or the impact that undocumented people's existence has in our community. Y'all just think they're human beings. People have a right to live and be everywhere and anywhere they want to, right? Y'all don't believe in imperialism, but you believe in reverse imperialism and allow everybody to come here and be Americans, but America can't go outside our borders and Americanize other places.
We actually agree on a lot more than we would disagree, because I absolutely 100%.
I'm sure we do. But my thing is that at the very least, I'm consistent. I can't believe in certain things. I was in Black Lives Matter protests and all that, and then something happened with ICE, and they were like, we're going to go down there and protest. I said, why would we do that? Undocumented people directly impact Black males' ability to get employment. Why would we do that? When one of our biggest tenets was Black economic development. That doesn't make sense. That's inconsistent.
Are you the protester at school? Are you the one that went to protest school?
It's not protest school. You just do a training before you go outside, right?
May I interject really quick and
Let's let Lonnie go. Let's get a new voice.
reality? Okay.
Yeah, and then I got some figures here.
Yeah.
When she's done.
Go ahead, Lonnie. Lonnie, you there?
Oh, okay. Thank you. I apologize. I was on mute. So I was just listening, and Black people are, pretty much sitting this one out. Last time I checked, I've checked with a few of our Black people, but we're sitting this out. This is really these issues that are going on right now. I don't feel as though we need to be concerned. And I think that there's a lot of, I think this is like a combination of emotional politics and manipulation at the same time. And all of this concern for the immigrants and fighting for them or being worried about that, I don't know. But it's not something that I, as a Black person, want to drag myself into or want to be involved in at all. When I know for over 400 years, we've been dealing with oppression and systematic racism or systemic racism in this country. So Black people have fought and died and marched for many things, but why do we need to march for or protest for immigrants? I'm a non-immigrant. I'm an American. I don't need to march for immigrants, illegal immigrants, or people whose status has run out. It's none of my business. We have a government in place and they can deal with that. So I don't know why people expect Black people. We're not Cape Crusaders. So we don't just jump in front of every issue and protest or throw our lives on the line when it has nothing to do with empowering our people and getting us up out of the shit that we're already in. So that's all I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, thank you, Lonnie and Cameron. Cameron, you're talking about the corruption in the LA city politics and what they're trying to do. Forgive me, I said this earlier, but I don't know if you were in the room, Cameron, about how Chicago is sick. They've spent over $600 million on illegals every year, and now that bill is due. And they tried to raise taxes in various ways. Ultimately, the only way they could raise taxes was to it's ultimately that what they're taxing Uber rides and shopping bags and a whole bunch of things that disproportionately affect poor people, which in Chicago, as we know, is heavily Black. So, yeah, once again, the Democrats have screwed over Black people. But anyways, having said that, I did a search because I forget who it was talking about people who were dying in ICE detention. So from 2008 to 16, the Obama years, at least 150 to 200 plus individuals died in ICE custody. And they attributed that with some of that to medical neglect. Then I looked up from, which was very hard, I looked up from 20 to 24. And that was interesting because it was 53 to 56 people.
Oh, makes sense. Nick, submit to Pope.
Hello, I would like to submit to Pope Leo.
Applications are downstairs, you know?
Well, I have a question. Can Nick also submit to the Pope? Because he's a Calvinist, and I get the feeling that he has a hard time comprehending what he's reading in the good book.
Yes, just, Jesus is very merciful, and, Rome is open to all.
Oh, that's good. Nick's going to need a merciful God because his IQ and his comprehension skills are so bad.
You sound like a wonderful friend.
No, I've just listened to Nick talk like a fool. He just talks like a fool, and he thinks he's a know-it-all. It's pathetic. See what he says? He's a troll. I'm not a troll. I'm roasting you. I'm trying to accurately diagnose you.
Alexa, may I ask what you believe in?
You're asking me?
Yes.
Bells, what do you use for your mustache?
What do I use for my mustache? I use those like old-fashioned razors, that your granddaddy was using. Straight up razors, You gotta be careful not to cut your face.
Girls with mustaches are cute though. It's natural. Like I don't like women that are caked up or like their skin's 100% smooth.
They're what?
What?
Oh, y'all are hilarious. Y'all got
You ain't lying. Girls do have mustaches for sure. We take it off. We take it off. I ain't gonna lie, we do. We just it comes off.
I get real agitated by listening to certain bitches speak. I do think that you, in essence, are gonna do great. I hope it's gonna be fair. But I do know it's gonna be biased because you got people that like her, people that like you, and so I hope you have judges that are not really associated with the app, so that it can be fair for y'all. But yeah.
No, I appreciate and respect, what you just said. I think it's real. And I just wanted to at least extend the invitation, but I definitely understand your why. And so thank you.
No, you are.
Acts chapter 19.
We gotta break down the scripture. What is your point for that scripture?
We're gonna come back and you can break it down.
You break it down.
Well, you can come back and break it down on your own time. I'm gonna let you break it down and see what your understanding of that scripture is. All right, it says, while Apollos was at Corinth in Acts chapter 9.
A phoenix hath it for its head. Below are two prongs. They spear the wicked. I will spear thee, O thou little grey god, unless thou beware. From the grey to the gold, from the gold to that which is beyond the gold of Ophir. My God, but I love thee. Why hast thou whispered so ambiguous things? Wayest thou afraid? O goat-hoofed one, O horned one, O pillar of lightning. From the lightning fall pearls, from the pearls black specks of nothing. I based all on one on naught of floating ether. Oh my God, oh thou great hooded son of glory, cut off these eyelids, nature shall die out. She hideth me, closing mine eyelids with fear. She hideth me from my destruction. Oh thou open eye, oh ever weeping one. Not Isis, my mother, nor Osiris, myself, but the incestuous Horus given over to Typhon. So may I be their thought, and thought is evil. It isn't I. Fall not into death, oh my soul. Think that death is the bed into which you are falling. Oh, how I love thee. Oh my God. Especially is there a vehement parallel light from infinity, vilely diffracted in the haze of this mind. A phoenix hath it for its head. Below are two prongs. They spear the wicked. I will spear thee, O thou little grey god, unless thou beware from the grey to the gold.
In a different situation, Kyle is a patriot. Trans-Democrat operator wants executive signatures to recognize from
But I love thee.
Kyle and not a patriot like Kyle.
Why hast thou whispered so ambiguous things? Wayest thou afraid, O goat-hoofed one, O horned one, O pillar of lightning? From the lightning fall pearls, from the pearls black specks of nothing. I based all on what I float in the ether. My God, my God. O thou great hooded son of glory, cut off these eyelids, nature shall die out. She hideth me, closing mine eyelids with fear. She hideth me from my destruction. Oh, thou open eye, oh, ever weeping one. Not I, says my
25 trillion
mother,
later, he's sort of posted about something.
myself.
Did you
But
take
the incestuous Horus given over to Typhon, so may I be
his 2 X station that
their
made him mad?
thought, and thought is
Well, really, 60 million billionaires campaign and marketing billionaires coins with 2 season ended? Take that from town? Hello? Where's Cold Blood? You wanted to draw a gun for us and have a shootout?
it is enough. Fall not into death, oh my soul. Think that death is the bed into which you are falling. Oh, how I love thee, oh my God. Especially is there a vehement parallel light from infinity, vilely diffracted in the haze of this
Oh, shit.
with the spout of blood quench thy blood thirst, oh my God. Thou art a little white rabbit in the burrow night. I am greatest, and the whole kiss me thy kisses, oh my God. The lightning keyed and licked up a little flower of sleep. There is a tongue and a flame. I see the trident walking over the sea. The feelings have before its head. Below are two prongs, they spear the wicked. I will spear thee, oh thou little grey god. Unless thou beware from the grave to the to that which is beyond the cold of the sea. My God, but I love thee. Why hast thou whispered so ambiguously? Waste thou afraid of those wolves oh, pillar of lightning, one life before let the spout of blood quench thy blood thirst, oh my God.
Oh,
A little white rabbit
here's the top book
in
model.
the burrow night.
Here's the top book
I
model.
am greater than the founts and the whole. Give me
Here's
thy
the top book male model.
kisses, oh
Here's the
Lord
top book male model.
Little flock of sheep. There is a tongue and a flame. I see a stride and walking over the sea. A phoenix having for its head. Below are two prongs. They spear the wicked. I will spear thee, O thou little grey God, unless thou beware from the grave to the gold, from the gold to that which is beyond.
Is he like that on camera? Oh, his adoring fan. Oh, wow. His adoring fans want out.
From a lightning folk.
Hello? Hello? So I gotta go to bed. Can't read all this. Got work tomorrow morning.
My God, how I love
Hello?
With the vehement appetite of a beast, I hunt thee through the universe. Thou art standing, as it were, upon a pinnacle. At the edge of some fortified city, I am a white bird, and perch upon thee. Thou art my lover, I see thee, as a nymph with her white limbs stretched by the spring. She lies upon the moss, there is none other but she. Art thou not Pan? I am he, speak not, oh my God. Let the work be accomplished in silence. Let my cry of pain be crystallized into a little white fawn to run away into the forest. Thou art a centaur, oh my God, from the violet blossoms that crown thee to the hoofs of the horse. Thou art harder than tempered steel. There is no diamond beside thee.
Bravo.
Did I not heal this body and soul? I will be with a dagger drawn across my throat. Let the spout of blood quench thy bloodthirst, oh my God. My God, how I love thee. With the vehement appetite of a beast, I hunt thee through the universe. Thou art standing, as it were, upon a pinnacle at the edge of some fortified city. I am a white bird, and perch upon thee. Thou art my lover, I see thee, as a nymph with her white limbs stretched by the spring. She lies upon the moss, there is none other but she. Art thou not Pan? I am he, speak not, oh my God. Let the work be accomplished in silence. Let my cry of pain be crystallized into a little white fawn to run away into the forest. Thou art a centaur, oh my God. violet blossoms that crown thee to the hoofs of the horse. Thou art harder than tempered steel. There is no diamond beside thee. Did I not yield this body and soul? I woo thee with a dagger drawn across my throat. Let the spout of blood quench thy bloodthirst, oh my
Into my loneliness comes the sound of a flute in dim groves that haunt the uttermost hills. Even from the brave river they reach to the edge of the wilderness. And I behold Pan, the snows are eternal above, and their perfume smokes upward into the nostrils of the stars. But what have I to do with these? To me only the distant flute, the abiding vision of Pan, all sides Pan, to the eye, to the ear. The perfume, Pan pervading, the taste of him utterly filling my mouth, so that the tongue breaks forth into a weird and monstrous speech. The embrace of him intense on every center of pain and pleasure. The six interior sense of flame, with the inmost self of him, myself flung down the precipice of being. Even to the abyss, annihilation, an end to loneliness, as to into my loneliness comes the sound of a flute in dim groves that haunt the uttermost hills. Even from the brave river they reach to the edge of the wilderness. And I behold Pan. The snows are eternal above, and their perfume smokes upward into the nostrils of the stars. But what have I to do with these? To me only the distant flute, the abiding vision of Pan. On all sides Pan, to the eye, to the ear, the perfume of Pan pervading. The taste of him utterly filling my mouth, so that the tongue breaks forth into a weird and monstrous speech. The embrace of him intense on every center of pain and pleasure. The sixth interior sense of flame with the inmost self of him, myself flung down the precipice of being, even to the abyss, annihilation, an end to loneliness, as to
The Witcher. Season 4 was split into 4 main storylines, and all parts truly mattered. Geralt's journey with his companions, present but empty. your hands rest heavy, jaws, tongue soft, gaze easy behind closed eyes. Notice the noise in your chest, thoughts pacing, racing. You don't have to fix them, just let them pass by. Breathing through the nose, slow, like you're sipping time. Hold that beat for feel the ribs draw. Breathe out through the mouth, long like a quiet tide. Empty, empty, empty till the bottom feels kind. You are the storm and the stillness inside. Ride the breath, ride the breath. Now count with me. And 2 baby, no more.
60 million TDS, 4.1%. Expected
Let
that.
it go, shoulders mountain downward. Heart of lantern in your chest, right?
Hello?
Simple, guiding back to center.
Hello?
Breathing through the nose, slow like you're sipping time. Hold that beat for feel the ribs draw wide. Breathe out through the mouth, long like a quiet tide. Empty, empty, empty till the bottom feels kind. You are the storm and the stillness inside. Ride the breath, ride the if fear comes up to measure, name it softly and breathe again and fill the fire out, pour the ash, let every exhale burn what you can. Hold, breathing through the nose, slow like you're sipping time. Hold that beat for feel the ribs draw wide. Breathe out through the mouth, long like a quiet tide. Empty, empty until the bottom feels kind. You are the storm and the stillness inside. Ride the breath, ride the breath. Gentle deep, one long exhale. Feel the ground keep you when you are ready. Open your eyes, but know this calm is yours on demand. If this one's between your legs. Find your seat, feet on the ground, spine rising like a contour wave. Let your hands rest heavy, jaw loose, tongue soft, gaze easy behind closed eyes. Notice the noise in your chest, thoughts pacing, racing. You don't have to fix them, just let them pass by. Breathe in through the nose, slow like you're sipping time. Hold that beat for 4, feel the ribs draw wide. Breathe out through the mouth, long like a quiet tide. Empty, 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 till the bottom feels kind. You're the storm and the stillness inside. Ride the breath, ride the breath. Now count with me. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, out, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let it go, shoulders melting down, but heart a lantern in your chest. Bright, steady, simple, guiding you back to center. Breathe in through the nose, slow like you're sipping time. Hold that beat, feel the ribs draw wide. Breathe out through the mouth, long like a quiet tide. Empty, 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 till the bottom feels kind. You are the storm and the stillness inside. Fear comes up, bow to it. Name it softly and breathe again. Feel the fire out on the ash, let every exhale burn what you can hold. Hold. Breathe in through the nose, slow like a sipping time. Hold that beat for 4. Feel the ribs roll wide. Breathe out through the nose, long like a quiet tide. Empty, empty, till the bottom feels kind.
See what that? No serious.
You're the storm and the stillness inside. Ride the breath, ride the breath. More in it, gentle, deep, one Feel the ground keep you when you are ready. Open your eyes and know this calm is yours on demand.
Henry Comedy event still going on.
Inhale slow. Count the corners of the room. Tiny galaxy in your chest. Every thought just passing through. Breathe between worlds. Here and now. Unfolding. Nothing to chase. Only this just holding. Breath between worlds. Empty, clear, still alive. You are the space where every moment arrives. Close your eyes. Watch the quiet rearrange. Name the fear. Then let it drift out of range. Breath between worlds. Here and now. Unfolding. Nothing to chase. It's just holding. Breathe between worlds. Empty, clear, still alive. You are the space where every moment arrives. You are not the story. You are not the storm. Just the open sky, wide and warm. Between worlds, here and now. Unfolding, nothing to chase. Only this just holding. Breathe between worlds. Empty, clear, still alive. You are the space where every moment arrives. just passing through. Breathe between worlds, here and now, unfolding, nothing to change. Oh, ladies, just holding, breathe between worlds, empty, clear, still alive. You are the space where every moment arrives. Close your eyes, watch the quiet rearrange. Name the fear, then let it drift out of range. Breathe between worlds, here and now, unfolding, nothing to change. Home, leave it, just holding, breathe between worlds, empty, clear, still alive. You are the space where every moment arrives. You are not the story. You are not the storm. Just the open sky, wide and warm. Breath between worlds, here and now, unfolding, nothing to change. Oh, leave it, just holding, breath between worlds, empty, clear, still alive. You are the space where every moment arrives.
Sunday morning, doorbell ringing, Bubba in a house coat, home and grinning. Paperback crinkling, steam on her glasses. New, eat something you grow, it passes. I got a really from the hands of my cradle. Poppy seed prayers, sesame grace, all of our stories and every taste. I got a really good everything bagel. Feels like I'm sitting at her table. Every little crumb, every little bite makes the whole world feel alright. Counter crowded, plastic tablecloth, cousin on accordion and laughing too soft. All tell the same joke we've all heard before. We groan, we smile, we ask for more. I got a really good everything bagel. From the hands of my cradle. Poppy seed prayers, sesame grace, all of our stories and every taste. I got a really good everything bagel. Feels like I'm sitting at a table. Every little crumb, every little bite makes the whole world feel alright. Salt on my fingers, tears in my eyes. How did a
a circle holds so many lives. Take one more bite, pass one more plate. We're late for everything, it still tastes great. Oh yeah. I got a really good everything bagel from the hands that held my cradle. Poppy seed prayers, sesame grace, all of our stories and every taste. I got a really good everything bagel. Feels like I'm sitting at a table. Every little crumb, every little bite keeps every goodbye. Feeling like one, two, hey! Sunday morning, doorbell ringing, Bobby in a house coat, humming, grinning, and paperback crinkling, steam on her glasses. Eat something, you'll grow with glasses. Y'all heard. I got a everything bagel from the inside of my cradle. Obviously, prayers, sesame grace, all of us. Eternity. Therefore, put into the matter immortality and everlastingness.
Oh my gosh. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.